We didn't. It's not. It's ruined. It's ruined. It's ruined. Thank you for following, human.
I
I'm
forgot
sorry
to
that
unmute.
I forgot. I
Okay,
forgot to
I'm
remove the
unmuted.
poopy. I can't.
Did you
Whoa,
say
why
thank
we?
you, human, for following?
Yeah, human. A human followed me.
Oh, human! Human, thank you for the follow as well.
Thank you. Give me a sec, y'all.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, fucking L.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fucking
Two
you.
princesses. Yeah, two princesses. Wait.
Listen, or maybe one. MiChu looks really nice with my overlay, actually. Hi!
I do? Wait, what do you mean? No, you look very fine and nice too. Stop it.
What are they talking about, chat?
What intonation?
What incarnate? Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna make ourselves smaller. Yeah.
More small?
Go. Wait, since when were you a sussy backa?
Don't, chat! Don't do this
What
to me!
happened here? What are you doing?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Don't worry about it. You did not see it.
Tuba?
What? What do you mean? Chat! Stop! Stop!
What's inside?
You guys.
By your side. Decoding
Illuminate
these
what's
emotions.
inside.
You're the ocean. I wanna dive into tonight. Rainbow colored sky. But us to take a ride. Another time won't wait because it only leaves behind. Ow! Don't cry. Look at my eyes, and you will find the shimmering light.
Guys,
that will guide you through.
You know
the
what we
night.
discovered?
Shit.
If any of you guys use the throwing system, it will just be like Tama or me is punching each other.
Thank you, fan. Death fan. Alert. Good.
Thank you for the follow.
Everyone's just spamming
Death
alerts.
Man. Welcome in.
Thank you for following Deathman. Big preach. I'm a very good bad boy. What? Very good bad boy. What? I'm a very good bad. Wait, what? What did you say? Hello. Thank you for following. My name is Tamashii, and all I gotta say is Tamadis. And this is MiYume Cho. Everyone, can someone give a round of applause to my Pwinsessu? Can someone give a round of applause to my Pwinsessu because she got her Twitch channel back? Like, can someone go and do that right now?
What?
Someone in
applause
my chat.
for me? No,
yeah,
I couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do it without you guys.
Yeah, but still, we need to celebrate. Is no one gonna do the applause?
Welcome back, Pwinsessu. Thank you, Nola.
Are you gonna make me do the applause?
Imagine me virtually clapping. The virtual claps.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll search for
what
it.
What the hell am I supposed to do?
You have to go to redeem and then you redeem it. It's a plot stream like this. Thank you, Pwinsessu. Those claps were for you, Pwinsessu.
For me?
Those were for you, Pwinsessu. It's true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
you're welcome. You're welcome.
I appreciate it. How is it going? Yeah, how is it going for you, Tama?
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I'm here. I'm still. Oh, thank you, Red Sushi. Red Sushi gave you another round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, pretty. Oh, thank you, Red Sushi. Or who was that? Again, for the round of applause. Yes, there we go. You're getting a lot of round of applause, Pwinsessu. Let's fucking go. Oh my god. Allie gave you a round of applause. Let's fucking go.
Oh my god. I got
They got us. They got you. They got you. Danish gang got a member back. What are you
Stop!
MiChu's not
False
Danish.
information. Fake news.
Yes.
I'm so happy to see you together again with the Zaz. Thank you, Tayo. That's very sweet. Yeah, we're back together, Tama.
Yeah, when was the last time we streamed together, actually?
I think it wasn't it like the Q&A? The drinking.
When was that, though? Do you remember?
Oh.
No, stop clapping. Stop spamming. Now I want to ban all of you. They're like, do I keep clapping?
Don't ban everyone. No.
God damn.
No, I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's
Applause
not
for
you.
me. Thank you, Welfare.
But I'll drink water to that.
You know what? I will also drink water to that.
Let's all drink water right now. Yeah, let's drink water to that.
Sip some water. Sip,
yeah, but the last time we streamed was during the drunk collab thing, and we got so connected there, Pwinsessu.
Yeah,
do you remember?
we both had a shit week. It worked out.
Wait, that's true, huh? We were both actually really having a
we both
week.
were like feeling so bad, but then we felt, you know, I don't know. I was happy after that collab. That was nice. Getting vodka got no, guys, no.
No, not drinking, like drinking water.
Drink water.
Yeah, don't even mention drinking. I don't even have alcohol, okay? I have like a little sip
me neither.
Of whiskey, that's it. Nothing. Literally, I don't even know why I didn't drink the rest of it. It's literally like one sip. It's like 2 sips and I put in the freezer. As if I'm gonna drink. I'm like, yeah.
Drink some water.
I've got a few bottles in the fridge. Oh my god, you guys are alcoholics. Don't involve me in that. Don't involve me. I'm with my Pwinsessu, okay? Here's the thing. We had a shit week, but then like that, I felt like that collab made us more comfortable with each other, honestly.
That was really nice. I really liked it.
We should do another one.
We should. No, I agree. Because before that, we didn't really talk. Like, just talk. We just played content warning. And the doggo game.
No, we played the content warning, we played the doggo game, and then we played that puzzle game that we were fucking
Oh, the puzzle game! I want to erase that from my memory. That was painful.
That was terrible.
That was so painful. I just remember Triangle and our little romantic boat date. But that was it.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the first moments where MiChu was actively trying to get my heart, my kokoro. What? You see that? You see? Princess?
What?
Princess, don't do that. I'm innocent.
Oh, I'm too. What do you mean?
The princess. Not in front of the public, Princess.
No, yeah, of course.
Of course, Princess. Oh my god, did you my Princess sent me a message that you said you were gonna beat up whoever gets who isn't approved by you, Princess, right?
Yes, I will. I will. No, I'm serious about that.
Yo, she was like haha, someday you'll have a baby in you. And then I was like, what?
No, wait.
What did you say?
Don't disclose information!
And then I was like, no, Princess, don't say that. And she's like, but don't worry, they have to go through me.
Yeah, they have to go through me first. I'm gonna be out with my fist and be like,
what?
Do we approve? Do I approve of this happening?
Does she approve of the princess?
Yeah.
Being taken.
I won't let anyone hurt you.
Thank you, Princess. But actually, a lot of people have hurt me already. So where were you, Princess? Where are you?
I'm here.
I cannot see. I cannot.
I'm here.
And hi, Measure.
I will try my best to protect you from most things.
Ow! Hey, stop hitting my Princess. Who did that? Again? How many hydrates do we need?
Sip some water. Thank you, Ty, for the daily blood for 90s.
No drinking here, damn. talking about drinking, it will be soon month I did without drinking a single drop of alcohol was not that easy, but trying to keep it up that way for some months. No, that's good. That's good. I think before this month or the past month as well, I hadn't drunk anything. But it's always Mario Kart chat. It's always Mario Kart Saturdays that gets me drinking. It's true. Pwinsessu. We should change that. You should be my reason for drinking, Pwinsessu.
I would love to. And I would love to have you as my reason for drinking too.
I'm many people's reasons for drinking, Pwinsessu.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Thank you,
I
Red
always see
Sushi,
the
for
Migos.
Daily Blood.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tama, for being the reason why I drink. And I'm like, well...
Oh, damn.
I don't know
How
if I'm
did you
proud
have
of that
Pokeball
one.
throwing? I have. People
You
can
have
throw balls.
Pokeballs?
I have Pokeballs. Tamas? Yeah.
I would do that,
Poke
but I haven't
Tamas.
played a Pokemon.
Tama Poke?
A Pokemon? A Pokemon game
Poketama.
before on stream
Wait,
yet,
what?
so.
Poketam?
Who would ever hurt Tama? Everyone. Everyone.
No. It's
You
Jen.
did! Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We were done. Yeah.
I feel better now.
Yeah.
Now that I let it out, you know.
Me too.
It's
me
true.
too.
It's true. No worries, Tama,
came into
because
the
I want to have a
stream-
child.
Stop that.
Pwinsessu. I want to have a child. Apparently, while women can't drink while pregnant, men have to stop 3 months at least before trying to have a child. Pwinsessu! Tayo, that's so crazy.
Wait, what?
They're not drinking because they're trying to have a baby with Elfie.
Yo, I hope it goes well.
Oh my god, were you there? I don't think you were there yet in the community, but I knew Tayo before they got married.
I've heard.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Now you're trying to have a baby? Chat, you know how proud I am to fucking have a normie in my community?
No, but it's nice. I hope it goes well, Tayo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Auntie is soon.
You call me auntie one more time. You're
auntie
out
is
of
so-
my community. I have 7 children. You do? Wait, you're a normie? I'm always used to people on Twitch not being normies, you know? That's my experience. That's just me. Pwinsessu's not saying anything because she doesn't wanna hurt
How
you
dare
guys'
they.
feelings. But I like hurting your feelings, guys. I came into stream and heard Tama casually swearing in my language. What? What did I say?
Would you ever hurt my feelings?
Have I hurt your feelings?
No.
Then no. Not yet. You have to give me a reason, just a little bit enough. Just a second when we're not broken.
Broken to
Just
space?
to space?
I don't know.
You're watching children in
Liz,
this
thank
economy.
you so much for the follow. Welcome
True.
in. I hope you'll have a cozy
See,
time.
I'm
here.
not having a child in this econ. Okay, before
In
you
this
speak on children,
economy? That's true.
I need a partner, Pwinsessu.
Partner
Goes
in
back
crime.
to putting a partner in crime. Well, I guess I can find a partner in crime pretty easily. Pwinsessu?
Really? Is it easy?
Would you kill for me, Pwinsessu? Would you at least help me hide the body, Pwinsessu?
Perhaps.
See? I already found my partner in crime.
Yo.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Yeah? Rah!
Pokemon in a way that means, huh?
A
What did we
Pokemon
say?
in a way that means you're...
I don't know languages.
Pokemon? What?
We're supposed to
case-
not have kids. What?
He's always horny. MiChu, you should know this by now. I think they've been in your community long enough for you to realize that. I found them out immediately, though. Immediately, the moment, like after a month, I was like, NHK, I know what you are. And they're like, no, no. Look, see, look at them using your shades. You see this? You see that?
Tama.
What's wrong being Auntie Tama? Listen, I don't want to be called Auntie.
Makes you feel old.
Princess!
Well, I'm just asking.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Auntie then. Auntie MiChu?
I feel like Auntie is pretty cute though.
Oh my god.
To be called that.
Yes, it makes me feel old, Princess. Happy.
I'm
Happy
Auntie for a kitty.
Just say aunt.
Okay.
Which one's better? Which was better, chat? I don't even know myself. Tama 69. I am not 69. How fucking dare you? Granny Tama, please come. I'm going to ban you, Sushi. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell Zaya to beat your ass exclusively in the next Mario Kart tournament. Okay, Sushi, you better calm the F down. What do you mean? I did nothing but state the truth as always.
Oh gosh. This is so bad.
Well, no one likes Nola though, it's fine. I'm kidding, by the way.
You're so sassy today. What happened?
Pwinsessu. Zaya likes me. Zaya likes me better, Nola. Okay. Listen, I'm supposed to get a divorce papers with MiChu, not with you guys in the chat.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You
We'll
guys
see if this will
chill.
work out. Yeah.
Yeah. We're losing our... What was it? What did I say in mine? We're losing
our children. Custody of our children.
Custody of our children.
Our child.
Our child. I think that's the theme of the thing, right? We're gonna be like fighting to the death, it seems, I think. And this is controller, right? This game is controller?
What's going on?
I think it is. Huh?
I don't know.
I'm here for Tama. What do you mean? Hi, Watson. Thank you for being for these Tamas. Means a lot.
These.
ID. Okay, I see why you did not read that. Hey, you guys are trying to trick me into reading something and then clipping it to give it to them, and then they're gonna use it as a soundboard against me. I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson. Pwinsessu, do you want to start the game now before these people try to ruin my life? They're trying to ruin my life.
Our child's life.
Oh yeah, you're right. Our child's life.
Yeah.
Our child's life, Pwinsessu.
True.
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 Wait, do you want to be on this side? Oh. Wait,
what
no.
side?
Ooh.
I'm changing. Did you change to the game now?
Yep. I'm changing. Wow.
I like how it doesn't show. Oh, there it is. Boop. Boop. Now I can have it to what's it called?
It takes two?
It takes two.
it takes us two to do this, you know?
It takes us two. It's true. It's true.
Yeah. We're fated. Fated partners in crime in this, right? Right, Tama?
Yes, Pwinsessu. Whatever you say, Pwinsessu.
Whatever I see.
It's true.
Mm.
That's why you're this close to me. I can sniff you.
Sniff me?
Yeah.
Guys,
great.
don't tell Tama about this.
What? Tell what? What are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna go on your stream. What are you doing? Do I need to ban you too? Do I need to remove mod privileges?
Don't ban me, please! No!
Do I need to remove mod privileges?
No! Wait, okay, wait, to make this a bit... Okay,
I
here.
don't even know how to press this. Pwinsessu! What the fuck? Why am I on your fucking head? Ew, why are my legs so chubby?
No! They're not. They're perfect.
Pwinsessu, what the fuck are you doing? Why am I on your little pirate thing? This is not fair. I made you beautiful
you're not a
on
parrot!
mine. I made you beautiful in mine.
Oh, wait, you did?
You know what?
We're small though,
ruin it.
too,
No.
on yours. What do you
No,
mean?
no. No, you're gonna be you're Pwinsessu.
But nothing! What do you mean? I thought
You're
you
gonna
were
be
so
hella
you're
small
so
from
cute,
my
Tama.
POV.
You're
No,
so cute.
no,
You
get me out!
are.
I hate this. I
You'll
hate being
pretty
small.
down. Oh, but you
No. Where's my VTube studio?
Thank you for the lurk,
cannot-
Welfare.
You cannot get away with this, Pwinsessu.
What do you mean get
What?
away?
Chat, don't look at that. It made me small instead. It's so fucked up. Okay.
I am small? You made me small? Wait, you're also small. Wait, what is this? You know what? This can work out. This can work out. I think,
Actually,
you know what?
Kind of terrible.
It is, but it works.
This is the worst. I can't even see. Why did it make me so fucking small? Stop it! Fucking ew.
I guess I'm small too. I'm just mini me too. Perfect placement? Small Tama is better than big head Tama. No.
I can hold you like this.
You can hold me? Please hold me. Please hold me close.
Or should I do it? Yes, you're stuck in my face like
Zip, zip,
like
zip, sip some tea. I'm stuck in your face? Oh, smooch. Smooch, Tama. I'm gonna bite you. Nom.
She likes sucking on my blood chat. Sucking on me.
No.
Ah! What's this?
Hold,
This is
you're
working
biting
in-
her. Yeah.
You're attacking me. How do I make you like vertigo again?
What vertical? What do you mean?
I'm just gonna put you on my forehead. This is
Okay.
okay.
Am I stepping on you? What is this?
It's what it needs to be.
Tama, I don't.
Well, how are you not attached to me anymore?
I don't want to step on you.
Well, you made me your parrot, Pwinsessu.
No, you're not my parrot.
I'm your parrot. I saw it with my
You're just on
eyes.
my shoulder. Her feet touch your shoulder. No, that's not true. I'm in your
How-
face. Oh gosh.
You're like a hair accessory now. Here, let me take off my hoodie.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you look like you're like a hairpin now.
Hairpin.
There we go. You're a hair accessory. Okay, chat.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. They're a hairpin on my on my hair. Looks good, right, chat? You should get one of these.
Get one, a MiChu pin.
A MiChu pin to put in your hair.
Pin.
That's right. That's right.
Pin pineapple.
That's right.
Pin.
Tama, why are you so far away? Come closer. What did you just
Come closer?
What?
What?
Because don't you guys want to see more of the gameplay? Or are you guys saying I'm too small? You guys want my head to be a big ass head?
Please,
like, is that what you're saying?
Please be bigger.
Pwinsessu?
Yeah. Big.
What? Pwinsessu?
Closer.
Pwinsessu? Chat, who taught her that?
What do you mean, taught her? What do you mean?
Who's teaching her these things, guys?
Why does that matter?
Pwinsessu? Okay, fine. There we go. Now I have my hair accessory. Now let's
I have
play
my
the game.
Tama.
Let's play the game. Oh, she clips out though. I don't like that you clip out.
I clip out? Oh no.
There we go.
It's you who needs to start the game, right? I think.
Proceed. Oh shit, you're right. My bad.
Proceed.
Proceed. Wait, no.
Proceed.
Proceed. X. Okay, we're starting.
Ooh, we're starting.
We're starting. Is that me? That's me, chat.
Hey.
Hey.
How was your day?
Great. The toaster broke and Rose refused to eat her vegetables.
Uh-oh.
How did it go at the dentist?
Not the vegetables.
Don't tell me you forgot about the dentist appointment.
No, I didn't forget. I thought you were taking her tomorrow.
Oh
no,
shit.
it was today.
Yeah, you were
I'm working
remembering it
tomorrow.
right.
But it's Saturday.
I know. I've got to work overtime.
What, you have to do that every week?
Oh, Cody, I'm not in the mood for this discussion again.
Hey.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
Rose needs both of us. Okay?
Yeah, MiChu.
That's not fair.
Yeah, we
Using
need
her.
to
I'm not
discuss
I'm just
this.
stating a fact.
Have open
Why do-
discussions.
Why don't we just go
Why
ahead
you
and
always-
tell her that we're divorcing?
We gotta tell her we're
Just like
divorcing,
that.
Michu.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. It needs
Babe,
to come up in discussion, right?
Isn't any easier for me, okay?
Let's not tell her.
Yeah.
Let's stay friends instead.
She's so
Yes.
quiet. Why?
Let's stay friends forever. I love you, Cody.
Thank you
I
for
love
the
you too,
gigafied emote, Watson. Oh, they're kissing. Oh, wait. Which character did you want to play, Princess?
I don't know. Which one do you want to play?
I was gonna play the husband, cause I'm
Okay.
the woman in the relationship. You know,
I am the
the
yeah.
lady. The lady in the relationship. I'm the woman.
Mistress Shu.
You what? No, you're married to me.
Yeah, and you're married to me.
Ay, Pwinsessu.
Okay.
You have to press ready, Pwinsessu.
Ready? Enter. Okay.
Okay.
Tama's definitely top. No! What do you mean?
That's right. That's how it should be.
Huh? Okay, now is the
Honey.
time.
Can I just take Elephant a sec? All right.
The elephant.
Oh,
Rose.
wait. Why did you take
You know
it
we love
away?
you, right?
Yeah?
And sometimes that means that we have to do stuff that isn't always very fun.
What?
What we're trying to say, darling, is that, well,
MiChu cheated on
Mum and
me.
Dad,
Girl.
What? No,
we've
that's not the
decided to go our
case.
separate ways.
She left me.
No, you.
Okay. Can I go and play in my room?
You.
Yeah, of course, sweetie.
Yeah, you can play in your room, Rosie.
Yeah,
Your mom will
go
talk
ahead.
about this issue very loudly so you can hear, by the way. And get your
What do you
teammates
mean?
to-
I don't talk that loud.
Tama's totally the leading part. I am. Of course I am.
Drink some water. Oh, hydrate. Thank you, Wilfer.
Oh shit, where's she going?
Sip some water. Drink some water. Again? Excuse me, what is this?
You gotta drink water, Pwinsessu.
Sip some water.
I wonder how loud. Can you hear it? It's like really low for me, this game.
I don't know.
Dr.
Guys,
Hakim,
is it
you
too
have
loud?
to help me now.
It's
I
pretty
think
low
Let's
for
stay
me.
together.
I think it's fine for me, yeah.
Oh wait, did it pause because I paused it? So
Maybe.
rude. It's pretty K, it's good. Okay, if you guys can, if it's too quiet though, I swear, chat, I'm gonna freak it.
Look,
Redeem a lot of
Wow.
hydrates?
love
Why?
is work, see?
Why so much
You
water?
have to work on it. You can't just
work
give
It's good
up.
on
it.
both sides. Thank you, HK.
Mom, Dad, I wish you could be friends again.
We need to be friends, Tama.
We do. I don't like that you look at. Here, I'm gonna have to move you to. It's probably the hard word N. What?
The hard word?
word.
The hard word N?
hardware.
the hard N? What?
Whoa, you princess. Oh wait, shit! I woke up. What? What happened?
Oh. Oh, you're squealing. Gosh.
I make those noises a lot when I get up.
What is this?
Oh my god!
What is, oh,
What is this?
hello! Help!
Cody, I'm
Help!
going to sleep.
Why are you waking me up? Why are you
Is that
panicking?
you?
Let me sleep.
Did you wake up?
Oh! Ah! What are we?
Why do you look like a blob of clay?
Why do you look like a wooden doll? Look. Oh no.
Oh god.
What
Oh
have you
god, look at
done?
us.
What? What? Why do you always blame me? Huh?
Yeah, why do you blame me? Like, what the fuck? That what?
always blame him?
Thank you. Oh,
Thank you. What?
What is that?
Who are you?
Dr. Hakim, worldwide bestseller and an expert on love. Your daughter purchased me.
guitar.
She was lucky. I was the last copy because I was selling the best. I've helped millions of couples, and now I will help you two to get together again.
This is definitely
Oh my
a
god.
nightmare. I need to wake up.
No! No! Oh, May! May! Oh, you're back!
Oh my god.
Is
You can't wake
apparently
up here.
something? Have
Exactly.
fun? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Book. So, how do you wake up?
Cody, May, you're here to fix your relationship.
We just fixed it.
Yeah. We're, divorcing. It's all good.
No! I will help you fix your relationship.
No.
Chapter 1. Fix your relationship. Plus, I promise your daughter
Mi
to
amor.
fix your marriage. See, love is like a mountain.
Oh,
You two are like
look,
a river.
May, it's Rose.
Flowers growing in the ground.
Come on, let's get to her. She must know what's going on.
Little butterflies floating in the mountains like lovebirds. You know what I'm saying? Hello? Hello?
Shit. Your tail's making me itchy, Pwinsessu.
What? Itchy? The tail?
Like, it made me
oh,
sneeze. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait, let me put it down. My bad.
No, it's okay. It was just tickling me a little bit. I was like, whoa,
my
shit.
bad.
I sneezed.
Bless your face. Okay.
Bless these nuts. Okay.
Enough.
Pwinsessu. Oh, I'm on this side.
How do we
Yeah,
get up to
I'm
her?
on this side.
The stairs over there.
But we can't reach them. We're tiny.
Well,
We're
We're
tiny.
tiny. Yeah, we're tiny.
Triangle.
Oh,
help me.
wait.
Help me out here.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Oh shit.
Whoa!
Hey,
Fuck.
Rockets?
Hey,
Ugh!
what is
They
going
look
on
scary.
here?
I have no clue. But
Oh,
whatever's going
shit.
on, we can't lower that staircase without those fuses.
What
Those
about-
fuses? they just ran away. I mean, did you see them on their little fuse legs?
Worry about that later. Let's just bring them back.
Oh, that's true, Nola.
To jump down
Hey,
the
hey,
hole
my
without
body
even
feels
thinking.
weird.
Because you're made of clay? Keep your eyes on the fuses.
Why are you so mean to me, Pwinsessu?
Don't you feel weird? I mean,
What do you mean?
made of wood.
A
We're-
bit stiff.
Same
Put
here.
down?
It's getting better the more I move.
I didn't even
hope
see
so.
what we were
Oh,
supposed to
would you
do.
please
Oh,
focus?
All
oh,
right, all right.
oh. Shove him in here,
Let's get those
Pwinsessu.
fuses.
Hiya.
Shove him? Wait,
Shove
what are we
them
supposed to
in there. We get the fuses here, and then we shove them in the hole, Pwinsessu. Have you ever shoved something in a hole before? Like this.
Oh,
like
what?
that,
Where
you
did that
see.
last fuse get to?
No! It's underneath
Where
the
is-
glass.
Where are you?
Oh, get up here. Get up here.
Wait, how'd you get up there? What the hell?
Jumpies. Jumpies. How do we get this? Oh.
What
Jump.
the hell?
Jump and... Oh shit, fudge. Wait, ground slam. No, wait, I can do this. I can do this. Jump.
Okay.
Jump. And down.
Did you just
No,
open
it's
that with your
climbing.
butt?
No,
Let's
yeah,
go.
I slammed it. Wait, wait, wait. Jump here, jump here,
Oh,
jump
we're
here.
Mario
jump
too.
here. Yeah, Mario.
Yeah, this is like Mario now. Hey, you come back here.
Come back here. Double jump. Wow. Oh no, did you die?
I did. But
I need your
double jumped.
help. I'm too weak.
Here, Pwinsessu. Ooh,
Nice.
okay. What the fuck is up with this thing? Oh,
We can
crouch
do this.
circle.
Yeah.
Cody, watch your head.
I am. Ouch.
Okay.
Toggle sprint.
L3.
We can.
Oh shit. Oh my god. This is like a night rain a little bit.
Really?
No. Maybe it is. Are we
Do we
supposed to
jump
press
up?
these buttons?
I think so. Wait,
Okay,
I
use my
cannot-
ass.
Hey, let's do
Do at the
this
same
together.
time.
There we go. We
Yeah,
got
we're
it.
married still. We haven't gone through the divorce papers, MiChu. We're still married.
We are.
Jump and slide on the
we are.
surface? What do you mean? Jump and
Don't,
slide
don't
on
get
the surface.
smashed in there.
What if I want to end it all because you're divorcing me, Pwinsessu?
No!
No?
No. I wouldn't want that.
Yurete? I think we're
No,
supposed
but-
to go in here.
Or do we go up here? No.
Yeah,
we
like
came
this.
From here. Oh.
Let's go.
Wait, how?
Hey, you come back here. You press X. This freaking thing. Pwinsessu, you ended up dying and not
I
me.
died.
That's kind of crazy. Hello? Tama shoved her fingers in a hole before at a store. How do
Wait,
you know
how do
that?
I get up? I know.
You press X, Pwinsessu. And you keep pressing X.
X?
You hold on to it. Oh wait, you're right, you're mobile user. No, you're not mobile, you're there you go.
Okay, there we go. I just needed to jump
Keyboard,
on.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How do we do this?
Jump to the side on the surface. Oh my god. Let's see.
Jump and then release. No!
I'm dead, chat. I tried. I tried so hard. Ah! Oh
I
shit!
tried so hard and I
What's
tried
this? I
hard.
kind of want to touch it, Pwinsessu. Ugh.
Don't touch it!
Okay, shh, don't touch that.
Dash!
By the way.
No! Okay, double jump and dash. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Double jump, dash!
Okay.
Maybe
I
that
guess we
container
get
can
up.
help.
We can walk in here and then use it to get up there. I see how this game works. Okay,
Yeah.
so
And
far
then
so
jump.
good. Double jump and then get this fucking thing. Hey, you come back here.
Come back! We need you! Wait, do we
And
get
we
up
can't reach
here?
that. What is this?
I feel like we would go up
Well,
here.
that looks dangerous. Look at all of you. How has our child not injured themselves? Like, look at all of this hazardous shit we have. Got it? There we go.
We can't really go up here though.
No? Okay.
Whoa! I think this power's up for Saw.
Yeah,
Maybe
Really,
this power
girly?
source?
check it out.
Oh, we need to take it out? Okay, well... I feel
Take it
like
out?
that's
How?
gonna hurt us somehow. Maybe we need to turn it on.
Oh,
Wait, what-
there we
what-
go.
How
Turn
did
it
you-
on.
What did
And then
you
jump
do?
here. E.
E.
Woo!
Whoa, whoa,
Jump!
Let's go!
Jump! Oh gosh.
Okay,
E.
I got it.
Let's go, you got it!
Hey, did you
Okay,
see my
nice.
flip? Let's do it again.
Oh, we're not here to do flips.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, someone
fun
clip
to do
that.
flips,
Did you guys
though.
clip?
We're
Did you guys
hunting
clip
fuses
our,
with
our
light.
flips?
Right, this is the last
Clip
one.
or flips?
Let's put it in.
Yosha.
Put it in.
Put it in, Pwinsessu.
Oh, perfect.
Let's go.
Okay, finally. Whoa. Oh my god, this guy.
Whoa.
Did he do that?
Oh,
Looks like he
Ow.
did.
what just happened?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
those damn fuses. Oh,
May, there she is.
I believe these are called mags. Like
Rose,
magazines?
darling.
Hola!
Nice.
Oh shit.
You again?
Oh, move out of the way, you stupid book.
Yeah, get out of the way. I ain't going with
You
your daughter.
stupid fuck.
Your daughter?
Did she say
You
fuck
talk
or
like you own her.
Bonk.
Ask yourself, can you really own the people you love? You just let
yeah?
us
Can you
through?
really own
Come
the
on.
people
I will.
you love?
But first,
It's
there's
true.
someone I want you to meet.
Who?
Cha 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 cha. Ta-da! Oh, what the?
Who
hell was
the
that?
fuck is that?
Why do I recognize your voice?
Me? Oh, what? No, we've never met. Sorry.
Looks a bit like a vacuum cleaner.
Oh yeah. Because it is your vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
Vacuum. ¿Qué pasa? You know who this guy is?
¿Qué
Let me tell you,
pasa,
this
dude?
Big
Cody,
mouth.
You know, the guy who suck up all kinds of crap in your stomach. Oh, no, that's
That's you?
That's you?
Uh-oh.
crap. What? I was just sucking
Listen.
up dust. That was it.
Suck-
Listen, I was just sucking. Yeah. Oh god.
Ew.
Oh
Some
shit.
tea.
What the sip 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 sip?
Just
It's a book, not
I mean,
fook.
you know,
Oh
some
really?
kids.
Oh my
That's why
bad.
it broke down.
The book is so me throwing Tama under the bus.
you
It's
promised
true.
you'd fix me.
Thank you.
Instead, you put me away for life in here.
Yep.
Whoa 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 whoa.
He sucked us.
He sucked us. He sucked us good, Princess.
No!
Oh well, he pooped us out now.
Yeah.
So I guess
We're pooped up once again, Tama.
we're pooped out once again. God damn it, we never win. We just never. Oh yeah yeah.
Ay.
Fuck her.
You wanna
Scared
get
the
back
shit
to
out of me.
Rose?
Yes.
You want to talk to your daughter? Yes.
Yes.
Then you need to climb the vacuum together. Oh, come on.
Yeah yeah.
Oh.
Doing this to us.
Because you two must learn collaboration.
That's not our strong point.
Aha! You know, collaboration is the key to a successful relationship. Huh?
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
Wait, Princess, you and me are collabing right now. Did you know?
We are. Did you know?
Did you know, Princess?
Did you know?
This
Did
would
you
never
know?
have happened if you hadn't broken it.
I know.
Who
Did you
invited
know?
who invited who,
Fixed it.
by the way?
We promise.
I'm just
Well, I
kidding.
didn't know we'd
Don't
end up in a
answer that.
place where our vacuum cleaners alive.
Well, now we are. Huh?
Don't listen, Chet.
Maybe
Don't
we're
listen.
stuck here forever.
Forever?
Yeah, maybe we're
No
stuck here
way.
forever.
We're getting a divorce.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
we're
be
getting a
stuck
divorce,
together
But we can't do that unless we get back
infinite
into our
amount of
real
time.
bodies.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
climb
but we
that damn
can't get a
vacuum cleaner.
divorce. So we have to
Yeah.
get a divorce.
I
MiChu.
wonder where that annoying book even came from.
He said Rose bought him.
Well, he doesn't
Maybe
sound like
I
a book
do
you would buy.
this.
Oh, more like a pretentious self-help book you'd buy.
You know,
You can move?
self-help books are very important to some
No.
people, okay?
Forget about the book. Let's get to Rose.
Yeah. Can we move now? Wait, only me. Only I can't move? That's rude.
No, move.
Oh, okay, now I can move.
Move your eyes. Okay, there we go. Nice.
Pwinsessu. Who taught you that?
What do you mean?
Why are you talking about my ass? Like, ugh!
Uh-oh. My bad.
Instant death. Instant death.
Let's see.
That's crazy. Bye, wifey.
No!
I'm gonna get sucked.
Oh god.
Ooh. Oh my god, bye. I'm gonna get sucked again. Don't go there. Don't go there. Pwinsessu.
Uh-oh. That was a
gotta-
trap?
Yeah, don't go.
Don't get
gotta
sucked! Oh shit.
We got. Pwinsessu, we gotta use our brains here. We gotta move it
Hey,
like
jump
this.
inside the hole.
Ah. I didn't know if you could move. Okay.
And then you go up. Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah. I meant like.
I just. Okay. Thank you.
I
Thank
meant
you.
like this.
Plop. Okay.
Let's see. I'm just gonna see how well I can ride this thing.
Ride it! You can do it!
They taught me this in the rodeos back home, and fucking hell.
Wait, how do I get you up?
That's true. How do you get me up? You gotta make it.
I
so
thought
that
I
thing
had to
doesn't
do
kill
the
me.
button.
You gotta suck it. Oh wait, maybe I have to go near this. Maybe get that sucky to suck here. That sucky over there, maybe.
I don't think I
And
can
they can-
ride it.
No.
It's just the other end. There's just a button here. I clicked
Did you
it though.
press it?
Oh, it's
okay.
working. Okay, now it's
worked,
working.
okay.
I see.
So let's
We're
get
getting
sucked.
sucked. Okay.
Sorry, I was having way too much fun riding that thing. Fuck.
Oh my god. You know, be a bit. Oh. Okay, it's going back. Okay, nice.
X double jump. Okay.
Okay. Don't go in.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. Count as many
More things
deaths
can
we're
happen.
doing.
Yeah, you guys
E.
count.
Okay, now it's my time to ride. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, you're not here. Okay. Oh,
Wait, am I? Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
What we're doing? Ah!
Get in.
Wah. Ay.
Click on the button now.
Oh wait, how do I hit with my butt again? Dun, dun,
Control. Yeah.
Okay, there
Or
we go.
wait, never mind. You have different.
All right, the current has reversed.
Oh, it's
Yay.
reversed? But how does... How am I supposed to do this?
Oh. Wait, am I supposed to go there? Okay, maybe I am. What?
Wait, what?
It didn't.
Oh, it's
suck
supposed to
me.
go up. It's supposed to go up. Okay, I do this. So if you get sucked again...
Okay, suck me. Whoa.
And then click on the
Then-
button. Oh.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
What is that?
Oh. What the hell is
It's
that?
something.
I'm getting sucked into this.
Should I get sucked in there too?
Oh
I
shit!
guess?
Just this is like a whole thing. Whoa! Whoa! That was fun.
Oh shit! Shit! I might die, chat. I might die.
Don't
chat.
die!
Let's go.
Don't die, please.
Okay, I'm alive. I'm alive.
Actually,
That was kind of fun.
just
Yeah.
keep holding that door.
Oh, wait, sorry.
You almost killed my ass.
Sorry.
Oh
Okay.
my god, you
Now
almost
please
squished my ass. She was jealous
turn
of how
this up.
thick- How thick it is, Pwinsessu.
What do you mean?
Oh, I have to go like this so it stops.
Oh,
then you go.
so I can get in? Yeah.
And then you get in. And then I'm assuming we have to do something else.
I have to hold these?
Gotta connect, maybe? High voltage? There has to be something else, though. There's one more here. Oh, we have to press the
Right.
button?
Okay,
Okay. And then
run! Run!
And then you...
But I'm stuck! I'm stuck!
You...
No, I missed it! Okay, I was stuck for a
let's try
bit.
it.
No, wait!
Look,
Okay,
look, I pressed it
okay.
with my butt. Look.
Okay,
shit.
and now I have to get out. I have to get out. I have to get out. Cancel! Cancel! Run! Woo! Oh, okay.
Nice.
Holy.
Totally worth
now-
the electrocution.
Let's get sucked again. Woo!
Woohoo!
Oh, aim! Whoa! Oh, aim again! Oh, you gotta aim real good on this one.
I know, maybe I'll
shit.
try to aim. Ah! Okay.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Jump towards either side. Okay.
I need to aim. Okay.
There we go.
I'm
Now we
aiming.
go this way. We go that way. Crouch. Yosha. Pro gaming
Okay,
here.
now go
Pro
there.
gaming.
And then crouch.
What's in here?
Become a
Oh,
little
we go
ball.
forwards. Okay, you go forwards on the other crouch.
Do we get in here? Wait, where
Yeah.
do I go now?
In there you go forwards.
Forward?
Yeah, go in the hole.
Oh, in the hole, of course.
Okay. The hole is the goal, MiChu. Remember that. Yeah.
Oh no.
Hi.
Uh oh.
Hello.
I should have
fucking
died.
you.
Poke now. Ah! Sorry.
There we go. I'm
Wait.
doing gymnastics here. Yosha.
No! I should have gone the other way.
Mew. I can't wait to get our divorce papers.
No!
Oh, wait. I have to wait for you.
Why is this so difficult?
Oh, shit. Like that?
No! Okay, I am
There we
just screwing
go.
myself over. Oh my
That's a good
fudging
over.
god.
Just jump once. Boop.
Okay, and I just have to time it. For God's sake. Okay. Woo. Woo.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay,
you're
and then
here?
you jump on there.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh.
think. I killed you. I lied. What?
Wait, what? I cannot jump. Wait, is it? Maybe it's me. No! Wait.
Wait.
No.
wait. Let me see if there's like a.
No,
better
wait.
one.
Wait. I can jump. Give me a chance.
All right, start spinning.
Okay, now. Okay, here. I see. Start spinning. Relu, hi.
What?
Thank you for the daily blood for 71
There you
days.
go.
Okay, I'm here. I don't know what to do though. Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Oh. Am I supposed to grab that?
Electricity.
What? Oh, it's moving
It's
by
turning by
itself.
itself.
I see.
Mm.
In super high speed? Okay.
Super speed. Okay, what are we
I
doing
see.
here? Jump. Oh, what the fudge?
Wait, how do I grab on?
No! Oh, fudge.
Okay, like that. Where?
You made it over.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
let's keep
jumpy.
moving.
Oh
Yeah, let's keep moving. We're getting closer to the top.
my god. Are you kidding me? No one saw that. No one saw that.
No, 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 I didn't see. Whoa!
Boom. 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 What? Okay, okay. It's fine. It's
Wait,
fine.
why am
Sorry,
I
I just
switching the...
feel like I
the-
aimed pretty well with that one.
You got this, you got this.
Okay,
Nice.
Yosha.
I'm supposed to switch these on? Turn it on?
Oh, okay. Maybe, I guess.
Ah! Sorry. Wait.
that
No, I
again.
know. Now I know. The green one. Okay, I will switch. 3, 2, 1. Switch.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Switch.
I pressed. A divorce? Oh, Nor. Is that why you killed her? Listen, if you cheat on me, you leave me no other choice sometimes, okay? Why you look? I think we should be back. I mean, it says that we're still sharing viewers. The same VOD? Like what, for YouTube? Are you on YouTube too? Oh, I see, I see. Oh, yeah, okay, I saw that it removed the share. The share thingy. I'm gonna try to do it again. Invite guests. I almost pressed Saya. Lamau. Wait, are you not my
Okay, I'm
favorite?
back.
Oops. Okay, now you're my favorite.
You're not my favorite. That's what I'm saying. You cheated
Wow.
me.
No, no. Shh.
Tama.
What? Pwinsessu, hey. Hey. Daddy chill for a sec, okay? Just daddy chill for a sec. You are a busy woman. Okay?
But
Of course I'm going to have someone else who streams the most with me as my favorite, and then me just realizing that you're not my favorite. It's not that big of a deal. That's not cheating. That's just it happens, you know. No.
Yeah.
No, because I could say the same about you, Pwinsessu.
What do you mean?
Wait, did it not work?
No, it says it's error. For some reason. What if I invite you?
Wait, huh? Really? No, it says here that I invited you, but maybe... Okay,
No,
I'll click on yours. Okay, hopefully it
maybe...
works.
Wait,
okay,
I'm joining yours. I'm joining yours. Ah!
Wait, but I joined yours.
Oh. I joined
So
yours.
you're supposed to press the shared chat.
But I joined yours now.
But I joined yours. This is MiChu. This is why we're getting a divorce chat, you see. It's just... Okay, here. I'm gonna get out of this then. Yes, leave stream. Let's try it again. Rejoin the call. Oh shit, but I can't rejoin the call. Okay, let me leave the stream. You leave the stream as well. And then I will try to invite you again.
Do so.
Let me look at my favorite list here. Oh look, MiYume is streaming and she's live. Let me send her an invite. I sent her an invite. I'm awaiting
the invite. I
her
accept.
response. She accepted. I'm pressing starting. I'm also muting. For some reason, it's not automatically muted. Automagically muted. I just noticed I have 499 followers. That's crazy. What the fuck? When did that happen?
Let's go.
Just one more to 500. Okay. Okay, I can still move. Cool. Now we can
Wait, can I options?
Oh yeah, you can pause as well.
Oh, I paused? Yeah.
Not only me. Oh my god, oh no. I can hear my PC having a hard time. Let me see. Let's see how hot this
Mine
thing is. 85. It's in the 80s. Oh shit. That's crazy.
The 80s?
Wow. What do you mean wow? Careless. What do you mean wow? Tama, what do you mean? What's wrong? Listen, I only had one person on there. It's not like I had multiple people. I'm picky. I like you. I like my Pwinsessu, okay?
I like you too.
I love my Pwinsessu. But my Pwinsessu, me and my Pwinsessu can't spend so much time together, you know?
No. Sadly we can't.
Well, MiChu has a weird schedule.
I have. Okay.
She's a vampire, so it makes sense, I guess.
Hmm.
It's true.
Okay.
I'm sniffing her.
Frame rate. You're sniffing me? What do I smell like?
Yeah. I think you smell like strawberries. You seem like the strawberry shortcake type of gal.
Shortcake? Really?
Mm-hmm. It's
I
true.
don't
Yeah.
like strawberry cake that much.
You don't like strawberry shortcake?
Not really. I like strawberries, just not strawberry shortcake.
Wow. This is why we're getting.
Where is it? Oh, here. Thank you.
So I'm gonna turn on my light because my phone can't capture
Hopefully, I turned down
my
stuff.
face well.
Oh.
I prefer playing this with the.
Hmm?
Resume. Okay. You ready to rumble? Are you ready to die?
What?
Well, not die, but like survive, but possibly die in a terrible way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yes. Whew.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Listen, I tried telling her, chat. I tried telling her. Oh, woman. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
And there we go.
Okay, we got it. Nice.
We got it. Now we have to figure this one out. What the hell? Ooh, that makes me dizzy, kinda.
Let's just jump.
Look at all this junk.
Junk?
Listen, it's my junk, okay?
Yeah, yeah. You need to clean it, man.
You gotta respect that. You gotta respect my junk.
Well, to some degree.
To some degree. This is why we're getting a divorce, chat. Let me just tell you, like, I can't believe this. Where the hell do we go? Do we go there?
Okay. I'm riding it.
Okay, she wants me inside, chat. Please be gentle, Pwinsessu.
Wait, the other way. What, Tama? Get in.
Suck me in.
Get inside. I think it's the other way.
Oh, wait, this one?
Yeah. It's so goofy when you hear like the sucking noise.
Yeah. Yes, it is goofy. When you hear the sucky sucky.
Okay.
Don't do the sucky sucky.
Don't do the sucky sucky. Oh, what? Wait, what?
Wait, what? Was that intended? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why we would need it.
Oh, Yosha.
Oh. What is this?
What the fuck? Are we supposed to skateboard maybe with this?
Oh!
Whoa!
Whoa! It ate me!
What the fuck?
It
was
ate
that?
me up!
Oh,
What?
Oh, I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Oh gosh, don't die.
It killed me. It killed me back. It's like, bitch, you want more? And it killed me.
Oh gosh. I'm getting sucked.
That was kind of rude. Okay, well.
I need to just aim. Uh-oh.
Where are we Oh shit. I see. That's where we're getting sucked.
Why are you squeaking? Why are you screaming? Yahoo!
Getting sucked pretty hard, Pwinsessu. What do you mean? I feel sick.
That was a little too much.
Okay. Where do I go? Which way?
Oh, that way.
Oh, you need to switch. Okay, you need to switch.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Okay, nice. Find Cody.
Find me.
Wait, how am
Well,
I?
like, she's over there. Oh, okay, so you're supposed to make the sucky. Suck on these, like, ice cream scoop looking. You're supposed to make them to suck on these, Pwinsessu. Suck on the... Or blow. There you go. You gotta make them blow. There we go. And then...
I gotta make them blow.
Mate. Wait. Mate. Let me get
Wait, my bad. Okay. Wait, slowly. Okay. Okay, now, Now go faster.
Oh, wait, Pwinsessu, wait! That was a close one.
That was a close one, yeah.
That was way too close. Cool junk in the trunk. That's right. Wait, where'd you go?
Oopsie.
Oh.
Yeah, jump over.
I got distracted. There we go.
So you click on that thing and I will jump here. And then... Wait, how am I supposed to get up there? Push me.
Let's try it again.
Wait. Oh, fudge! I jumped over. Wait.
What?
Blow faster. Wait.
Faster. Okay, what?
No!
Maybe it's not that one. Maybe we're supposed to go on this one, like this. Somehow?
Yeah, if one of us gets sucked, and then the other one has to control the other thing as well.
Wait!
Oh gosh. Wait, do you want to try to jump? So I can...
Maybe I should try it. What the?
Oh, and then I need to...
What's this?
No!
Hey!
This is so stressful. Wait, I can do it.
That was kind of rude, Pwinsessu. For what purpose? Oh, I missed again.
Oh, wait, I was so prepared this time. No!
You were locked
I
in,
was
and
on it!
I'm just staring here, looking at you like, when is she gonna notice that I'm not
Okay.
there? Okay. Wait, what? Wait, when is she gonna notice? How the fuck did I do it last time? How did I?
You got it!
There we go.
Okay, we did it! Gosh.
There we go.
I locked in 3 times. Okay. Wait, how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do this?
I think the other one's the sucky now, right? Yeah.
Oh, it is.
So
It is. Ah.
Yeah.
But where do I get sucked off? Oh.
But where do I get sucked off? What is this? Can you clip that?
Stop.
I'm getting sucked on right now. Oh shit. Wait. Oh. I'm assuming she's gonna come here at some point.
Come here?
To get it down.
Oh wait, what?
I got a ball? We got a
Am
toy?
I sucking? Oh, wait. Whatever you did, keep doing it. Whatever you're doing to
I
those
did
balls,
something.
keep
Wait,
doing
no,
it.
the balls!
No, not you!
Wait, how do I get them? The balls are out. I cannot do anything
Let the
about
balls
them.
out.
Okay, I'm going in.
Balls.
Aim! No!
I don't know why it... Okay, maybe I should aim higher, maybe? I feel like...
But I could also do this one if you go in. Like you can jump up on that one.
Let me see. Let me get off of here.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I need 2 people to use this. Wait, maybe you don't need to jump on their
balls
Actually,
inside.
Come here. Wait.
Okay.
Well, throw the balls inside. Throw the balls inside
I
first.
cannot.
Oh shit!
I cannot get the balls. Oh my
Okay,
god.
well,
You're killing me. Oh. No, wait, I didn't want to get sucked.
I'm trying to see if I can get you like here instead.
I
No, it
didn't wanna
doesn't
get
move that
sucked.
way. I have to put you in that crab thing. I think you have to jump when you get out.
Well, I'm
Like, you have to press.
trying. Okay, here I am. No, I can't. Oh, I don't want to get sucked. Wait, get around. Ah! But I can't pick up the balls. Hooyah! Balls.
Pick up the balls. I can't speak right now.
Oh, maybe to make it like go down, you like do the weight thing. I don't know.
Wait.
Stop.
Are? Aren't you
Are?
supposed to aim the sucky with the balls?
Yeah.
Like aim the
Okay.
sucky on the balls.
Wait, aim. The thing is like
You grab the balls with the sucky.
Oh, that's how it works. My bad. Okay, aim.
Wait. Matete.
Aim. Tama, they're breaking.
Try.
No.
You're going too fast.
Okay, we got all the balls. Now I can jump, I think.
I think.
Yeah, I can jump. Let's go. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay, I will push. Oh, you're also pushing.
Yes.
We're pushing together.
Oh.
Oh, cutscene.
What
The
fuck?
big sucking thing.
Oh, we gotta
Sucky
suck.
monster.
Who's better at sucking, you or me, Pwinsessu? We have to like fight against the suck monster, you know?
I can still fix you.
You know?
Make you work again.
No more!
She's right. She's an engineer. A really good one. You are
Aim your
very
pee properly,
good.
Tama. Hey, you gotta
Hey,
pay for
you-
that.
Are you really gonna believe that, huh? Because I would not.
Don't
Oh,
listen
zip,
to him.
zip, zip, some
Once I
tea.
get my real body back, I can fix you.
I can fix him.
I can fix them. That is something I've said before. Actually, MiChu has heard me say that
Yeah.
before.
Replace me with the Turbo X2000!
It never works out.
Texas French vacuum!
Hey, Pwinsessu.
Well, most.
Pwinsessu.
Okay, I'm out of here. See you later. Good
Hey,
luck.
you, where you going, bro? Oh, he left us. That's not cool. Okay, don't die.
Oh gosh. Don't die.
Suck on this!
Suck on.
Suck on
Excuse.
this.
Suck on these.
Suck on these.
Yeah.
Suck on this. No, suck on these, brother. Wait, MiChu.
Oh gosh. Wait, I can jump up. I can jump up.
Oopsie.
Ah, no. Woo!
Oh my god.
Woo. I didn't
Okay.
think.
We gotta aim Pwinsessu.
Yeah, wait. I will get on.
Okay. I'm a sucky suck. Up.
No, stop! That burns!
No stop.
I'm in control!
Fudge!
Oh, I died.
Oh, I died too.
I died too.
He has such a hot, big H bar. HP bar.
Sucking competition or vacuum got replaced. We gotta just suck it up, you know? Oh shit. Yeah, got replaced by me. I'm
Here,
all
I'll jump
the bad
up.
guys. Oh shit, wait,
I'm
no, no,
aiming.
no.
No, wait! Gosh, we don't only have this amount of time. Suck in the things.
Oh, I wasn't made for this!
It was made for this. What? Oh.
There we go.
Survive.
Back for more, puny dog.
Oh, so annoying. Oh my god.
Yosha.
Fire blanket.
Okay.
Oh, get up.
Oh wait.
Uh-oh. Sorry, my bad. Shoot him!
Stop, that burns.
Yosha.
Bones.
Blow you back.
Oh my god.
Whoa, what is that? Ooh,
Oh, they're little bombing
bombs.
Oh shit.
Ooh. Oh gosh.
Shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm dodging all of these. He has
Same.
nothing on me.
This.
No, suck on these, bitch. Not for free.
Okay,
wait,
are you prepared? No, Tama! Shoot him! Suddenly it's a soul's boss. Ooh!
Oh shit!
Ooh! Stonies!
Oh shit!
He's hard with the stones. What the fudge?
He's hard as a rock. He's throwing his balls at us.
No,
Hard
we were so
ball.
close.
Good shot.
He was throwing his balls at us.
It's pretty hard. Pretty hard, Pwinsessu.
Okay, we got this. We got this.
No, stop, that burns.
Shoot the sucky.
I'm in control down here.
Yosha.
fudge.
Okay, watch this. Parkour.
Whoa! Whoa! Why does he have so much? Oh, fudge.
Broken your little friend.
Okay. Oh, wait. What?
Again?
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Oh, it sucked it by itself? Oh.
Shoot him!
Oh, I wasn't made for this.
Keep it going.
I may be old, but I
Oh no, not the
shit.
bombs.
Okay. This one was kind of hard, the bomb.
It is.
Pretty difficult, but
Oh, fudge.
I think I can get past it this time.
It is.
Okay.
Okay, we got this.
Yes.
Nice.
see your fire.
But no, the rocks, remember the rocks?
The rock is so gosh. Do you want to get up?
After this one is the
Oh,
too
fudge.
late.
My bad.
Oopsie.
Getting angry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck. Oh shit!
The
I
rocks!
can't see. I keep thinking this is Night Rain. I'm trying to lock in. Why won't it lock in, guys? Hey, you have to pay for
Suck
that.
on this.
Suck on these nuts, okay?
Let's see how well you
No!
What?
Oh,
What? We
gosh.
didn't even do anything.
No, yeah, I was confused. No.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Shit. Okay.
I'm getting
I'm
up.
already up here.
I'm prepared. Okay. Nice.
and your friends back you.
Oh, boom, bum. Oh, shit.
Bombs!
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Someone left behind.
Okay. Uh-huh. Oh.
Oh!
Okay,
Thank you for
cool.
following this
See
me.
your fire black.
Yeah, you'll have a cozy time here.
This did these?
Oh gosh, Tama. Okay, shoot him!
Replaces me. Oh, now I'm angry.
Whoa. Oh, the rocks.
Oh, the rocks!
What? That's
He's throwing his balls! Oh gosh, help me!
Don't die.
Oh.
Don't die.
No!
You're so
Hi
close.
girls, hi! Is that it takes two? Yeah, it is.
Hello.
Oh gosh, we got this, please.
Yeah. It takes two, but so far it takes more than two, I think.
I
This
can
is
get
why
up.
we're getting a divorce.
Getting out of war, yeah. If this doesn't work out,
This is
I'm
not
done.
working out. If you can't play an Elden Ring like boss with me, kill them.
what do you
It's
mean?
over. I'm getting a divorce. Actually, are you planning on playing Elden Ring?
Yeah. I will.
Again?
I am. I'll just not my priority, but I do want to play more and progress. Oh, the pudding balls! Shit, that's so difficult.
Going to take a shower. BRB.
Have a good shower.
Wipe well, Destiny. Wipe well. Or shower well.
Wipe your ass.
Wipe your ass. Clean your hands.
Oh shit. No, I was sucked! Oh gosh.
Oh
this is
shit.
bad. My bad.
I was sucked too, it's fine.
Okay. I got this. Oh no! No, I died!
Oh, it's
Oh,
okay. I can
fudge.
survive this part. It's easy.
You're back again.
Whoop.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Suck on this.
Shock on this. He sounds like the guy from oh, I'm already up here. He sounds like the guy from
From what?
Woozy Town, or what's that
Why
show
can I
called?
suck these?
Suck these nuts in your mouth? What are you saying, Pwinsessu?
Oh no, the bombs. Suck these?
Suck these nuts?
Oh fudge.
I am the strongest vacuum.
The strongest vacuum.
The strongest vacuum?
Oh shit.
Then why are you sucking that sucking?
Okay, we'll get up.
Oh shit.
No!
Okay.
Oh no, not the balls.
That is what she said. Thank you for the redeem. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, don't die. Please don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die.
Oh, I'm trying.
Hi, Destiny. Thank you for following as well. You're my 500th follower, I think.
Okay, I'm up. I'm up.
And go.
I'm ready
Storm.
to shoot.
I'm a very good bad boy. There we go. Oh shit. I'm a very good bad boy.
Oh, I hate this part. Oh no! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die!
I'm
Don't die!
trying so hard not to right now. Oh,
Okay,
how
good,
did I
good.
survive that?
I don't know. I
Thank you
honestly
for
don't
following,
know.
by the way. We're fighting for our lives right now. Okay, I'm on this thing, okay? Tell me when
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
up there.
yeah. I'm ready. Shoot him! Let's go!
Okay, go. Come on. What's up?
Time to finish.
We're going to
Sucking?
make him suck himself. Clutch his eyeballs. Suck you. Oh, we reached 500 followers, guys. Let's
Oh,
go.
click. Suck his eyes out.
Suck his eyes out. Oh, this is for the 500 followers.
Wow! Exploded. He can suck himself.
He can suck himself? Haven't you heard of self-suck before? It's a thing.
Come on. We have to find Rose before she leaves.
I hope she knows what's happened to us.
Well, she must know something. I mean, she made these dolls.
She made these?
Yeah. How
Why
wouldn't you
did
know,
she make them look
Pwinsessu?
like us?
What? Oh, really?
Why didn't you tell me about them?
Well, why would I? She's a kid. She plays with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, come on, let's find her.
It's a nearby impossible.
Where are we?
You
Where
should
are we,
know.
Pwinsessu?
You use
Yo,
this
where
place.
are we?
I haven't been in here
Crouch.
for ages.
Oh yeah, how do I crouch again?
Everything looks different.
Well, you have
Oh.
different.
Circle.
Twisted
Glad you got
version
your
of
account
reality.
back. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who helped during that.
Okay.
Greatly appreciated.
What do we
What
do?
do we do?
Ah!
What? You figured it out so easily?
Ah! Thank you so much, Careless. That's so kind of you.
Hey,
Thank you for
Over here.
gifting us, Savi. I hope you will enjoy it, Remy. I hope you will enjoy the emotes. Thank you so much.
Look, it's Rose. Rose, honey.
I wonder if she can hear us. Rose, we're getting a divorce.
Hear us.
Listen to
We're
us.
getting a divorce. Listen to
We're
us.
here.
How are we gonna
We
get
won't
over
be
there
here
now?
for long though. That's for fucking sure.
Oh, sip, sip, sip. SMT. What do you mean, Tama? I think we're trapped like this.
I know the way.
No.
We're trapped like this.
I'll take you
No,
there
I
if
want
you
a
help me
divorce.
save my friends.
What
Who
friends?
are you?
My tool friends. We used to be
MiChu
important.
My friends are
modes.
tools. It's
MiYume
true.
locked us up in her toolbox and left.
You mean May's toolbox?
Yes, yes. That heartless woman. Do you know her?
Well, yeah.
No,
Thank
he
you for the
doesn't.
posture check.
Anyway, I heard that heartless woman got a new job in town
Tama,
and
don't
doesn't
be a
have
shrimp.
time for our hobbies anymore.
Who cares about hobbies?
That's true,
You
my
know how
titties are
painful
big.
It is to die from
Yep,
They
right?
make me shrimp up
It's
all
like
the time.
burning alive.
Yep.
Slowly.
You would know, Pwinsessu.
Look, Hammer,
Mm.
there's a restroom
You're like,
in that tool cabinet.
yes.
We can help
True.
save your friends, but
stretching.
only
Why
if
is
you can
he-
get us
why
to
is he
Rose over
crying?
there.
That
Okay,
looked
it's a
really
deal. Pick
creepy.
me up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now go to that big door over
Sad
there.
little hammer.
Pull that
No, no,
nail
no,
out.
the box
You're gonna need
thing.
Okay,
Did you see
here
it?
goes.
Did you see it?
Whoa!
I don't think I saw.
Where'd it go?
Just whistle.
What?
Did I saw?
Really?
I don't know.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
What
You
the?
got a flying
How
nail
did
and a talking
how did
hammer.
you do that?
Let's go.
You just got
I
magic
whistle.
power?
I whistle and they come to me.
Oh
what I do.
damn. Tama.
Careful with that nail, Cody. I don't want it in
Aye.
the eye.
Oh shit. Okay.
Don't drop that hammer on my toe.
Don't worry,
Okay,
I know how to
oh.
handle
Aim
it.
at
can
what
go down
though?
Yeah, well, me too.
What exactly am I
Last time you
supposed
used
to
a
throw it
hammer,
at?
You smashed your own thumb.
Yeah, well,
Mm, you smashed your
but
thumb?
I'm in charge of the nail.
Oh my god.
Okay, okay.
Shit.
Oh shit.
Do
Do we smash these bottles?
how do I throw it? Oh, like that? Recall now? Okay,
How
wait,
do
let me
I?
just see
Oh,
how
I can
use
ham
this.
stuff. Okay, wait. I can ham. Damn.
Okay, okay. So you hammer that for what purpose?
Yeah, for what purpose?
purpose?
I was also thinking that. What if you like jump here and then like get to the other side? If I hammer?
Okay. With your hand.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2,
Hammer these
1.
nuts in your mouth.
Oh no, you're too late. Oh, so
I was
close.
so close though. I was.
Okay, when I say 3,
Okay,
you kind
okay.
of need to jump and then be prepared. So
Okay,
1,
okay.
2, 3. Nice.
Okay, there we go.
Let's go.
So I guess I throw my nail at that, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh shit.
Huh?
What the? No, I think your hammers needs to be used for that one.
Oh gosh. Wait, really? Because I cannot really.
What? What's in here then? Nothing. Ah.
You thought you can nail a nail with a nail?
Shut up. Shut the fuck up, NHK. Watch yourself. Okay. You don't understand my genius. You know how many people would kill to have what I have?
But like we
How
couldn't
much
have done it
betrayal
another
they're
way.
willing
You
to
couldn't do the nail thingy here.
Princess, just watch this. I'll do it again. Watch. But this time with passion. Oh, wait. Okay, it didn't work. You're right. I give up.
Do I? Where do we go?
Wait, am I supposed to destroy that? Here, let me see. Well, the nail isn't strong enough. That's for fucking sure. Let's try this one then. Oh my god! Oh!
I wonder not. Oh gosh, what happened?
Did you
nail these?
Nuts in your mouth? I probably did. Should I try that again? Or was that a waste of time?
Maybe.
Okay, something's gonna happen. Oh. What?
Tama hood?
Tama hood? I do have a hoodie. It's true.
I don't know.
What
What
is
are
up
we...
with you guys? Fucking haters. Fuck off. Watch this.
Guys,
you guys.
that's not nice. No, Tama, there is a bucket up here. A spray
A bucket
thing.
of these? No, yeah.
Can you
want
come
me
back
shoot
to
at
me?
it? I can shoot it from here. Wait, where are you actually? Oh wait, that's a different one. There's so many shooting
Behind
things that I can
you.
shoot at. Where are you?
It's
There you
here.
are. Okay. Oh, there it is. I see
Do you
it.
see it?
Oh. I can.
Maybe
I
shoot
can.
a. You know the cap. Do you
Wait.
shoot the cap because there's an opening there? Oh gosh. Okay.
No, I have to be on the
can we
other side.
restart this?
Huh? It wasn't
'Cause-
so picky. I mean, there's another one right here. Let's try this one. Okay, I did that one.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Okay, for some reason, this one's really picky. There's a hole. I should be able to get in that hole.
Get in the hole.
Oh, I did it!
Oh, you did it! Nothing
What
happened.
did it do? Nothing happened. Girl, I think... Am I supposed to hold? Oh shit. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, let me try that again. Okay, well let me try
Wait,
that again. One.
try to click E on it. Cause
What's
it
E?
looks like you can click E and then try to click E and hold it. Oh, don't jump over. Hello, Ryan. Cause I think you can grab it. Grab that thing. Oh no, you can't?
No, I'm pressing all. I'm pressing all the buttons. I can't grab that thing.
Double jump and E.
Well,
Oh,
I'm pressing square, so it's not working.
you should be interact with it somehow.
I think it's supposed to be you because you're blue.
Oh gosh, we need to switch. How do we do this? So if you die, you just respawn there, right? Can you get back
Do I?
here?
Let me see.
Oh wait, get back here. Come back. Come back to me. Tama. Wait, no. Go up there. I think you can jump down. Double jump
Can I?
and dash. Yeah, I think. Well, that's my only guess. Double jump and dash.
Oh, sure.
Oh, you're back to me. Okay.
But if I do it, won't I? Won't I fall to my death? Well, let's see.
Try to.
Okay.
Or shoot
no.
it. Shoot it with the nail.
The nail. But I thought I.
Yeah, in the middle. Or try to stab it. To see a hole.
It's too weak.
Well, jump and then smash it.
Yeah, I think it's only hammer because you did it with the hammer. Let's see. Let me look around. There's nails over there. Let's see up here.
How's your mustache, man? Maybe not a mustache. Maybe sleeping. Oh. Well, there's a hole there. I don't know what that's for.
Where am I actually? Huh? Oh. We didn't go much. I
Did we
have
get
to go there
anything?
somehow, but I don't know what. Oh, maybe my ass is big enough for this.
I don't know why there are glass stuff here.
No, my ass is not strong enough. I thought it
Okay,
was.
do I just hammer this and you go back maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Oh, too late.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No. Do it again, but I'm not supposed to do that. Wait, give me a sec. I have to be aiming. Okay. Do it again.
By the way,
I just realized.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna sneeze. Ship.
Oh, there! I didn't see. You got it. Bless you.
Fuck.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Wow.
You nailed it,
Maybe we
Tama.
can swing off that nail. Ready now?
I'm smart when I use my
Sweet.
brain.
Like your
Nice.
style, man.
Oh, thanks, Tama.
Oh my god, shit.
Wait, how am I supposed to?
I like how you're like, thanks. And then you died.
I don't know how you can get over here. Maybe you can't. How am I supposed to get on this wall? Oh, can you throw nails
Oh.
on the yellow
Wow.
thing? Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's my nail? Okay.
thank you. Whew, okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, I need another nail here.
Okay, let me call my nail back. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, on
here.
that? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. No! Okay, wait. Ah, fudge! Okay.
Right. There's another
I'm
nail.
here.
Let's go get it. Yoo-hoo! I'm still over here. Hello?
Oh, you got the nail.
New nail received. Yay.
More ammunition.
Oh, I just need to
Finally, I
hammer?
did. Keep
Okay,
hammering,
jump.
baby. Baby girl. Oh shit. Almost died
Nice.
there. Fuck. Okay.
Do I hammer this? I can
Oh,
get
I'm
you
supposed
up.
to be over there then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, okay.
Oh shit, I really want to sneeze.
Jump.
Why?
And then I need to hammer this.
Hammer these.
What's in your mouth?
Pwinsessu. Oh.
It's not that trophy. Okay.
Okay, well my nail isn't strong enough to break these.
Can you look around?
My ass isn't strong. I think we need your hammer.
Hi,
Hammer
Teddy.
time to break the glass.
Hammer time. Hammer time.
No. Hi, Tamashii and Yume. Two also been a while. Do you two remember me? It's okay if you don't. Also, unless you Tamashii. Teddy. I'm gonna sneeze again. Wait, give me a sec. Sorry, I've been
Not
licking
a-
the sneezy.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Oh
okay.
no. Something with my
Bless you.
nose. It's like something's
stretch.
tickling my nose or something.
Oh gosh, sorry. It's my tail probably.
Your tail's still there? Shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
Thank you for blessing me, Teddy. Oh, literally, as I was reading your message, I was like about to sneeze. That's crazy. Thank you for coming back.
Coming? Hi, Nikki! Thank you for the 4 days of daily blood!
Pwinsessu.
Wait, you're back? Oh.
Ay, ay, ay. You were just playing It Takes Two, and it really does. It really does take two.
On me.
Go easy on you?
Are you sick?
Sure?
I've been actually I've gotten better, but I've been sick for like 3 months already. The only thing that I'm sick from now is like my brain, but I think everything else is fine.
Where do we... What,
Right, yeah.
what do you have around you?
Well, I need something. Are you trying to get up here? Is that what's happening?
I see something up there, though.
Are you trying to get up here with me?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
think. Okay.
I think so, because I
So-
can't get anywhere.
Try hitting those things again, and then I'll see if anything lights up for me, maybe. I might have to, like... What about here?
How are you two though? I'm doing okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to be down there. I see now. So... Yeah, keep doing that.
Oh, I see it, I see
Keep
it.
doing that. There we go.
Nice. Okay, this one as well.
And then this one as well, I guess. Matu. Wait,
Wait.
I can... Where's the other nail?
Do you see it?
Okay, let's try this again. My bad.
I still feel that.
Wait.
Oh, I see.
I'm stuck here, please. How did this happen? How the fuck did
That's
this
what
happen?
happens when you cheat on me. No, I'm just kidding.
Pwinsessu!
I slam you.
I'm the one that gets cheated on. Okay, Pwinsessu. I'm just such a great
Wait,
person.
give me a sec. Give me a
Only
sec.
great people get
There we go.
cheated on.
Throw it! Slam it! I'm hammering
I
here!
keep it up all the time.
Girl! Okay. Just slam it already!
Out there for you. Wait, I forgot how to throw this shit. Wait, how do I throw this again? What?
Throw it! You have to, girl. Do you see your
Okay.
little... Go easy on you. Sure thing.
I forgot how
Just
to throw
slam it. Slam it. Slam it in the hole.
Look at what's happening.
I'm just seeing you like flying away. Come here. Come here, girly.
You keep
Slam the
smashing.
thing in the hole.
Smashing. I know. Pwinsessu, I figured
Okay, there we
that
go.
out. Okay.
You have 2 nails.
Yes,
Okay.
I had to. Stop hitting me. You keep doing that though. Why do you think I can't do shit?
Slap that prime on the table like a big fucking
Slap that
Show
thing.
everybody that you have a big
I
fucking
can't
dick
get
today.
my
enough that
goodness.
easily like you can.
Okay.
Plus, I have
Wait,
your
don't
tail
worry.
on my
Don't
fucking
worry
face.
about it. We will figure this out. Okay, I slam. You get it in. 3,
I'm
2,
trying
1. Slam. In it. There we go.
God, Jesus. She's not patient, chat. I want a divorce.
I'm not patient. But you keep dying and getting under my hammer. Oh gosh, you just want to be slammed by me. You want me to step on you?
Pwinsessu. This is getting out of hand. You see how manipulative she is, you guys. You see this?
This is so
Don't-
satisfying.
No, shut up. What am I saying?
You're satisfied?
I will never be satisfied. What the fuck?
There
You
are
popped
no
out of nowhere.
without challenge.
Hello, fucking
Challenges make you grow.
What is it with you? Can't you just leave us alone?
Yeah, leave us alone.
When you're ready to face a challenge,
I think
you always
he's
learn
quite funny.
something new. So remember, when you hear this sound, follow it. Keep following it, and you will find the challenge you seek. Yeah. Welcome to your first couples challenge. Win or lose, you must do it together.
We must do it together.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to. All right, you want to give it a try?
You wanna give it a try, Pwinsessu?
Oh, you afraid of losing?
Me? Huh, no
Are you afraid of
way.
losing, Pwinsessu?
Bring it on.
Oh, I'm gonna bring it.
You afraid of losing? Bring it on.
Hey, Cody!
Okay.
Over here!
Wait, what? What am I supposed to do?
What am I doing?
I thought we were racing.
Well, I thought you had to distract it.
Whack a Cody? Oh, you're supposed to whack me somehow?
Ah, the sweet
Whack
sounds
you?
of machinery.
Smack you?
Nothing better.
Smack
Hey,
me?
come here.
But I cannot do anything here.
Oh, see. Oh, I see.
Get in the box. Oh.
Try to smack me. Smack these nuts.
Silly doing! Come here! I'm gonna slap you! I need to slap the big hammer. Oh my god! Is this all we need to do?
Yeah, I guess. I'm winning though. Look at me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think I'm
The
gonna
challenge hasn't started yet.
See, abuse shit.
What?
I want a divorce. Like, this is exactly why.
But what are we supposed to do here?
Oh, I see.
Go under? No. Did you see?
Have you been from the land? Or wait, what? Do you come from the land down under? It's under.
Oh, nail it!
Oh.
Thank you. Oh!
My bad. Listen.
Excuse me!
Listen.
What was that?
Listen. It's called a skill issue.
What do you mean? You just made me fall off.
You were yelling at me that time while I was trying to get it up. Okay, I was trying to get it up and you weren't being patient with me. I said, you know what?
That's fair.
There's another machine.
Let's see
in the
how
way
it
here,
feels
Cody.
for ya. What'd you say, lady? Oh, here.
You need to get it up.
Go easy on me.
Oh, there's a glass. I walked into the glass.
Am I supposed to? Oh,
Hmm.
is that in there?
Hmm. How are we
Did I
supposed to
spill
get
it?
up?
Oh, am I supposed to get off? Are? I mean, I keep that in there for some odd reason. You're supposed to smack this? You already did, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you smack it again? Oh wait, no, never mind. Don't listen to me.
Oh, there we go.
Let's go.
Betrayal. That's what I'm saying. Oh, there's. I can go here. Wait, what's that? Do you see that? On the right?
What? My right or your right?
Oh, this. No. Wait, do you see this?
This?
What is this?
Let's
What
see.
the heck is that thing?
Looks
Yeah,
like
what
there's a
is
switch
that?
the hammer in the middle.
Okay, well.
Oh,
that's
me,
on
the
you,
hammer?
girly.
Oh no,
Flip
this
the
is for
switch.
real now. Cody?
Shoot the targets to score. Oh, R2 to shoot, I guess. Okay.
Oh, I need to hammer this?
My nails are better than your hammer.
You wish.
My nails are better than your hammer.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
Bullseye.
Oh. Wait, what am I supposed to do?
Hit the lights.
Nailed it. I think I'm gonna be sick. Easy.
Oh no. Whoa.
Nailed it.
Sorry.
Nailed it.
Okay, we don't have to play this. It's just a mini game.
Yeah.
A mini game to.
Oh, oopsie.
You wanted to play again, chat.
My bad. I just
It's
wanted to hammer
okay.
things.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand.
Ah! You nailed me! What the fudge? This is not fair game!
Oopsie. I made a poopsie. I didn't mean to.
That's right.
Nice.
Oh. Nailed it. Literally, Wilhelm. I'm here for the divorce drama. Wilhelm, listen. Thank God you woke me up. Thank God you woke me up because
That's true.
I wouldn't have divorced.
No, but it's
me
funny
too
because
otherwise.
I texted you. I was like, "Yo, I might not wake up either."
Yeah, you were like, "Hey, I might not wake up, Tama, so call me." And then I was like, "Oh wait, I was gonna tell you to call me if I don't wake up."
Yeah,
and then
you
I
never
was
called
like,
me.
Let's tell Wilhelm to wake us up.
I just got lucky this time. Not gonna lie. We need your
died
nails.
I literally died the same way you did. Oh my
Give
God.
me the nails. Thank you. Oh, oh shit.
She did not nail it, Chet. Oh, she nailed it! Oh my God.
What do you mean I didn't nail it?
What do you mean?
Easy hammer diff. What?
How is the game going? Are you winning?
Uh-oh.
Does it look like we're winning?
Whoa!
Wait, what am I supposed to do?
What the fudge was that?
What am
How am I
supposed to do
supposed to?
We're not winning. We're
How
not
am I
winning.
supposed to survive this?
Screw this up.
Yeah.
Why is
just
she
get
telling
jumping.
me not to? Yeah. Just jump. Oh my God, Pwinsessu. I don't know how the fuck you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Win this.
Oh, I'm just gonna be crushed.
Yeah, like you have to go before the thing
Can
crushes you.
But it's gonna crush me if I go.
Look, go. Just try it. Oh. Huh. Oh.
You need to
I see,
nail
I see.
it. You need to nail
I see.
it. Oh. Not that.
You have to get on it.
Yeah. But then you have to
And you
nail
have
it. Nail it there. And the release in the right time. Nail it. Okay, thank you. Oh,
Either way, you won't fucking get on there.
okay, I'm on.
Okay,
Now you need to time it.
You need to
Release!
time it. Okay.
Release!
Okay.
Nail it. Okay, thank you.
Oh my God. Wait, mate.
Okay, I'm on.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, nail it. Oh. Okay, I got this. Maybe not. You know what? That was sad.
I got this.
I got this. No! Never mind. We don't talk about it.
You don't. What? Talking about what, Pwinsessu? You're not winning crazy. What are you even doing if you aren't winning? Wilhelm, isn't there something you crave eating that you should try to go eat and look for?
Okay. Give me the nails.
I can't see shit, but oh my God.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I just need to wait for it.
One of my nails fell.
And I need another nail. Oh, okay. You made it a bit difficult. Oh shit. Okay.
You can do it.
Yeah. Of course.
What about me?
I can make you jump up here. Maybe.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Okay.
One more nail. Pull it out. Sliding saw blade.
Okay, you got another
my
nail.
Fucking.
Whoa! I got almost smashed.
Got it. That makes 3.
Let's see.
I can help you with this.
Um.
I just. Oh, I need to time it. Don't go in
No.
there. How are you supposed to get in between there? Oh,
Do it
no,
now.
girl, no! Oh, wait, what? How did you survive?
Okay, wait. Okay, do it now. Oh my God.
Wait, no. Okay, so the next time it goes back, follow it. No,
Yes,
no, wait, too late.
Hit it.
Sorry.
to do, but you have to.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll just trust you. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it.
No. Okay, wait. I'm gonna go now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, hit. Look at this shit.
Whoa. I did hit it on 3.
Oh my god. Okay, I have to throw more
I need a
shit.
nail.
What? You think I'm gonna miss?
I see. I hope not. I hope not you miss. Huh? How up there? Up there?
Wait. Oh. What? Listen, so I can only take my nails.
Yes.
Back
So retake the one that you did the first time. The one to your right.
Thank you, Wilhelm, for the VIP.
The one to your right, girl. Retake it. Why? No way, girl. You have 3 out. You don't have anything else. Okay, retake it.
I know. I'm talking to you. You're so fucking. I'm talking to you, woman.
I cannot get up. What do you mean?
Okay.
You know, okay. I think you retake that. Girl!
Listen, when I take one, it takes all of us.
I know. Okay. Now retake the ones you did behind me. And then I need to get in between these walls, I guess. How else am I gonna get up? Girl, Leah!
I think I'm supposed to do
that one, yes.
And
then you retake that one. And right when I jump on the wall, you retake the you push that one. Yeah.
Okay, I have to.
And then you
just press it once.
And then press up. I'm walking down. Retake it.
What do you want me to do?
You need to be fast. I'm gliding down. Okay. Oh! Sorry. Okay. Okay, I'll jump. Okay, and then retake. Okay. And retake the wall? Because I think I need to jump on the wall.
Oh.
And then jump the... Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Oh, which one? This one?
Yeah. No! Sorry. Okay, we got this time though. Oh gosh, I'm sliding down.
I just killed you.
Don't worry, I killed myself as well. Okay. Okay, I'm ready to jump. I'm sliding down. Oh fudge.
I should have. Okay. Give me that one.
Why did you wait? What do you mean? Okay, are you ready? Yeah, I'm sliding down. Okay, good, nice. Nice.
Wait, mate.
Let
me see.
No!
Wait.
Why is that jump so difficult? I'm down.
Probably. I wonder if you need this wall to jump to that one instead.
Maybe. Okay, I'm ready.
No!
It's okay, it's okay. Wait! Whoa, my bad. You're in a hurry. You're in a hurry, girl. Whew. Okay, sorry. You're in a hurry. Whew. No! It doesn't make me... Oh. Okay. We got this, we got this.
It was that one and
yeah.
then take this one. No, that one.
No, wait!
Oh!
Wait, why? Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Do I?
Take this and then
I don't know if I can actually.
No!
Tama!
Oh Shit! There's so many buttons. Okay, I forget which ones.
Vanilla, thank you so much for
two.
daily blood. For 16 days. Welcome in.
What? Oh, give me this.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Take a peek! Take a peek! Do it!
Oh wait, sorry. Look at your messages, woman.
What do you mean? Oh gosh.
Look at your messages. That's why I'm like getting randomly distracted.
What?
Wait, give me a sec. You should mute, by the way. Go. Been trying to tell you.
Oh gosh!
I'm seeing the messages and I'm like, Pwinsessu.
Oh my god, I'm sorry! We'll have you got VIP! You're probably not here. Congrats!
You're probably not here. I bet she's gonna be salty from that now.
My blood! Careless, thank you so much for 6 days of daily blood.
Give me this one actually. Cool. Oh.
Okay, I don't know where we... Yeah.
But also,
Other?
Other?
Wait, don't let me die.
I don't know. Check other?
Other?
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I don't know. Wait, give me a sec. Here, I'll check. DMs.
Oh, yeah! Oh my god, okay. Yeah. Okay. Can we take a short break? Like 3 minutes?
Okay.
If that's okay.
Like mute? break?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's okay. I just need to do something quick.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Okay, we'll be right back, chat.
We'll be right back.
Girly, I've been fucking telling you this entire time.
I'm sorry. You're peeing? Yes.
I am peeing. Hold your nuts. Over again. Over 69. この世界にだんだん僕は Tamashii. Oh, it's already 10:25. That's crazy. Hello. Hmm? Are we on stream? Yeah. Are you? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Time limits. I'm gonna sneeze. And I'm trying not to. Oh, fuck. How? What do you mean? I'm muted. I'm literally muted. They can't hear anything. I'm on mute. Hey, don't. I'm used to it. Shut up. Listen. I'm back. Blasphemy in my
Hi guys, I'm back.
Ay.
Living la vida loca.
Yosha.
What do you mean we can hear? We can hear? You guys can hear? How?
You weren't muted, like from... Yeah, it's on your stream. You didn't mute us! I could have been talking shit! I could have been talking shit!
I'm muted! What do you mean?
Tama
was never muted!
I was!
I could hear... Oh! You weren't muted! I was muted! Oh, man.
I could hear Tama through MiChu's stream. There you go. See, it's not me. Rookie. I'm no rookie in this. I played these games before. I have.
Oh, help me. Okay.
Oh shit, what happened?
Okay, but I'm back!
Yeah.
Break time.
Thank God I wasn't talking shit. I could have been like, listen, we gotta take out NHK and Wilhelm now. Pronto.
Oh gosh. Okay.
No excuses. You say that on stream all the time. Okay, but what if I meant it off stream? Well, I mean, I guess I was on stream, but like while muted.
I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be ready. Take it back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. Bam!
Okay. Listen, I forgot how to do it again. Let's see. Go. Okay. Triangle, right? Okay. I think you should be able to go now, girly. You know?
There we go.
No.
I just forgot how we do this.
I feel. Oh no, that is too high up, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other one that I need.
I guess you won't be able to do that. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, we made it. Never
Jesus
mind,
Christ,
I jumped
that took
off.
longer than it should.
wait, I'm back.
Okay. I was literally, that took longer than it. I jumped off.
Thanks.
Wait, I'm back. Wait, I'm back here?
What?
Huh?
Wait, what? For what purpose?
Oh, what?
Oh, I guess we were supposed to go up here.
Oh, we're supposed to go here. Ah.
There's the toolbox.
What time is it?
Break it open.
Cody, could use some.
What time is it?
Yeah.
Get up, hurry! It's getting away. We have to catch it.
The hell is up with that guy?
Let's get that grimy.
Oh, he's gonna attack us. Great.
Hang in there,
Really?
We're coming
Uh-oh.
to you. Hey, May!
I died.
Oh shit.
Wait, I can get up? No. Oh. Oh.
Oh,
So we just need to avoid him?
I wonder
You'll
if I...
never get away with this, you stupid.
How are we supposed to survive? We gotta chase it? We need to click on E or something.
Oh, that gotta.
Maybe... Oh, I see.
How do we
Okay,
survive
okay.
this? Oh, we continue on. Ah. Oh.
Oh shit. Oh. Fuck. Well, that's not cool. Oh my god! Oh shit. Okay, well, I jumped off. That was fun.
Uh-oh.
Let's try that again. Parkour.
No!
Your shot.
What does this do?
Oh, okay.
Why is he shooting nails at me?
Ugh. Okay.
No, wait, girly. How did I get up?
Oh, fuck. Let's see, Oh, fucking. Shit, wait, give me a sec.
Can you like nail it? Oh.
Where the fuck would I nail it? This? No.
I don't know. Or maybe I just try to run.
Yeah, I think you run as fast as you can. Nice. Did you make it? Oh,
Yeah, I made it. Somehow.
Okay, then you have to jump there. I don't know if I can make it, but let's see. Oh shit, I died.
Oh, oh, what the fudge? That was so bad. What did he say?
What?
I'm not gonna say that out loud.
Whoa,
No, no.
What did he say? Faster, May, faster! God damn it, what? How do I jump on
did not
there?
hear
Oh, do
that.
I need a dash, maybe?
Oh, I need your
Not my turn.
nails.
I do need a dash, stupid. Okay. Oh shit. Faster, May. Faster!
You got this. Okay, we need your nails. Up there. Ow!
There we go.
No, not there, not there. Up there. Uh-oh. No. Oh. I think it needs to be up there, though. So if you can recall it. Okay, recall, and then when it's max. Nice. Uh-oh.
Oh shit!
This is so bad.
Fucking hell. Oh my god, there's no way. I died again. There we go.
Oh, this music is so intense.
I don't see how the fuck I get up there. Maybe. There we go.
Okay. You got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I need you to slam that thing. Oh, fudge. Do you see the yellow thingy? Nail it. Oh, 3, 2, 1. There we go. And I think we're closing in on the boss fight, maybe?
There we go.
There we go.
Finally.
Finally. Scary lumps. Hands.
Your shot.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What the
It
fudge?
still touched me. Okay.
How dare it?
Where?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Nails.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Are we supposed to hit him somehow? Ay, güey, me pegó a mí. Oh, I see. Maybe.
Okay. Oh, you see it there. There we go. Get me to the other side. How? Oh! Do you shoot? Shoot. No! I died.
The hell? Okay.
I needed them back. Okay. We only got next try on this. Okay, nail him. Nail him down. Oh. Okay, got it. Oh, damn. I dodged. He shoveled me.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
The
Wait,
gun.
he has the gun.
The gun is out.
He must be American. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
But you're British. What?
What?
Okay, how do I... You're British.
What is that?
Oh shit.
What?
Oh, we both died at the same time. No.
What is this? Drill. This is just a drill, guys.
It's
Pin him down.
Steady now.
What's coming? I feel it coming.
Oh my god, please. Smack him.
I feel it coming. Okay.
I'm shoveled back.
Shit.
Oh, this hard is really... This is hard.
Oh shit. Okay, okay, okay.
What? This is not a drill. Whew.
But... Shit.
Live!
Okay, again.
Oh, he's gonna do it again? He's coming. Pin him! Pin him now!
There we go.
Hold on tight. You're going down, toolbox.
Got the next
Oh,
one!
is he dead? Oh,
His
we
arm is
just lost
gone.
his arm.
I was
That's not
shoveled
that great.
and I'm doing a loopy loop rocket. Okay.
Oh, I can finally use those to
Explosion!
my advantage. What the? He's angry. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So
What is he gonna do with his shovel? Uh-oh.
Oh,
I see.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's gonna aim
no,
at you.
No, no.
Shit.
What is that smack?
Hey, wait.
Don't get
Hey,
smacked.
you can't hit me. Not for free. Ah!
Oh, the holes are not helpful. Smack him! Shoot him! Shoot him down! Shoot him now! No! He has a yellow thing on his arm.
Aren't you supposed to hit it with your hand?
Oh, it's me! Okay, okay. I thought you were supposed to pin it, but that's true. It's me, okay.
Oh, and I'm supposed to go over there. Oh, what? There we go.
Ah.
I'm trying. Oh, I missed the third one.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Hopefully get more chances. Boom shakalaka. Oh, oh, shit,
Oh my-
shit.
Oh. Shit, me too.
Oh my god! This
Okay, okay.
chainsaw thingy!
Okay. Oof. I'm just dodging as much as I can. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
When is he gonna hit us? Like a... Can he do the move again? Like, hello? Okay, now he's doing it. Oh shit. Okay.
I'm back.
And now he's gonna... Now...
Okay.
No, go, go.
Go, go, go! Just shoot! Shoot!
I'm pressing the button. I wasn't shooting.
Oh, I fell into the hole. Uh-oh.
We're running out of real estate here.
Real estate?
Oh, what?
What? What?
Yeah, I don't see how
I
we're
don't
gonna-
like
I'm
this.
gonna survive this. But I'll try my best. I'll try my best.
Dash the last second. Oh, 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 oh,
Okay, I'm alive for this. Hey, hey,
oh.
hey, Daddy, chill. Okay, okay.
Okay. Shoot!
He's doing the slow-mo thing. Why? I only shoot 2 of them. I can't shoot the last third
I'm
one.
gonna be smacked. Uh-oh.
Ay.
Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Not like this. Not like this. No.
It's okay. I'll get on here. I'll get on it. Okay, now
Shoot him!
Shoot,
Shoot him now! Okay, nice.
See, I shot twice with that one. How does that
Nice. Nice. Good job. So stressful. Holy.
I think you had to shoot him multiple times because I only shot him
I'm
twice.
so ready for this. Oh, it tickles. It tickles.
Oh.
Curse you, buttons!
Whoa, what the hell?
Oh, he's tangled in there.
Woohoo! I feel brand
It tickles.
new.
It
Look at me.
tickles.
I'm home. I'm home.
Shit.
You saved us from that rusted toolbox. Thank you, May. You are a true hero.
Oh, thank you, Hammer.
Hey, what about me? Huh? I was part of this too. Where's my hero love?
Yeah, where
Did
the
you
hell
see
is
that
my
explosion
hero?
anyway?
What the
Still
fuck?
think you
Everyone
get
keeps
to
ignoring my
Of
shit.
course.
I want a divorce.
Sebastian, can you help him out? They have to get to the other side.
Give me my goddamn divorce.
We did it, chat. We did it.
Step on board.
Wait,
Okay, you sure?
Uh-oh.
Come on, it's safe.
Okay. Ooh.
This doesn't
Where-
feel safe. I'm not
They're gonna
sure.
shoot us?
Just relax.
Or we're gonna fly?
Very precise. Sebastian, sling it.
Sip, sip, sip some tea. Sling it.
Oh no! She's leaving!
Rose, wait! We need your help.
She
how
can't
can
hear
girly not
us.
hear them?
Don't close the door!
She's deaf.
No! Help us out, Rose! Oh, you stupid book!
Oh, you've locked us in, you idiot!
Now we're stuck in here. Stuckness is a mental construct.
Stuck.
If you stare at the closed door, you will miss the one that's open.
Okay, FYI.
Shut up,
There is
dude.
only one door.
Shut the
in
fuck
this
up,
ship.
dude.
FYI.
Good thinking.
She's doing it on purpose. Revenge for all the years of
Revenge.
Go
neglect.
to the window.
True, that's true. I'd
Out
do
of
the
this
same.
mode, Okay.
You neglect me, I will have my revenge. What the fuck?
You just slide?
This time my
Ooh.
child is doing it though. Which sucks. Oh, I can dash harder. Jump.
Dash. Oh.
Dash. Dash.
Down. Oh.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I can get on again. Nice.
Don't worry.
There we go. Oh, it's doing so good. That's not nice.
I'm pretty good at this.
Me too!
I was until I died.
I like the music.
Oh my god. That was a close one. Uh-oh. What? How did I get up
Nice.
here? What the fuck?
That was fun.
Huh.
I
I literally
don't know.
skipped a lot of that and just flew up there.
I don't know if this is the way to go though. I think we need to.
Triangle? Oh my god!
To tie this together!
Wait, what?
All right.
Time what,
One
girly?
more time.
What is this?
Huh?
F. You have to click on the thingy.
Clicked it. Boop.
Okay, 2 green lights. Nice. What happens
Yeah?
now? Did we do
2
it?
green lights. Does something.
There is something here though. I don't know.
Okay, wait. I have to look at stuff. We have to stop it. Therefore, what's this? Is this where? This is where we came from, right? I wonder if I
Yeah.
should aim. Wait, I don't have my nails anymore.
I don't have my
nails
hammer
anymore.
either.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
me try again.
So...
Oh, it's the 2 red lights? That could be true. Okay, 2 red lights. You wanna do the other one? Wait, oh, we need to do it at the same time. Ah, that makes sense.
Oh, that one's green. Okay. Oh.
I'm on it.
Oh, oops. I don't know which one I went on.
We need to time it. No, we need to do it at the same time. Girly. Okay, let's go at the same time. Oh. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we click it. We're in the same time, hopefully. Whew. There we go. Nice.
Ow. That
Do I go on
vibrated
this one?
hard.
It vibrated. Nice. Okay, click it.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I didn't click it.
You killed me.
You killed me too.
You killed me again. Oh wait, I'm alive.
What do you mean?
I killed you.
Click
I
it.
killed you.
No! Ah! We killed each other, huh? Wait, I'm not on it. Girly, we need to do it together. Be patient. Wait. Okay.
I can't.
Wee, girl. Click the thing.
I don't
Okay.
even look. The
Oh my god,
when I get close to it, it just goes. See, you got on mine too.
Okay,
I can't
3,
even touch it.
2, 1. Touch it. Touch the thing. 3, 2, 1. Click it.
Where is
But
it?
I'm also
Okay.
not good with being patient, honestly. I think we're both not patient. F! Oh, fudge! Oh, fudge! Ooh!
Wait, what? Voice message? Oh, God.
Huh? What do we do here?
What? Oh, my ass is not
We do it.
strong enough.
Oh gosh, don't fall. 3, 2, 1. Oh gosh, I think we need to same time, maybe. Jump, jump. It kind of works.
Oh, what?
Yeah. We did it at the same time.
Tama sucks at being
Perfectly impatient duo then.
You are such a hater.
You're all
You're banned from my community. Get out of here, Carolyn.
No.
Yeah, we
So
need to
just
find
some
her.
tea.
Oh, yes, I know we look like dolls, but we're actually her parents.
I know who you are. Nothing escapes my
Haterade.
lenses. Look.
I like Haterade.
Look.
Well, people who drink Haterades are losers.
Let's see,
Oh,
Is that me? That's me!
oh, I look dead.
Oh?
Am I dead?
You're not dead.
What's going on? Oh no.
I'm sleeping.
What's the matter with
Well,
us?
that's realistic.
All I know is that
Me
one
looking dead
sat
is
down
realistic
there
too,
with her
actually.
voice, and then you
Me being
two
dead inside is
came
true.
alive.
Just like that? You didn't see anything else?
Well, there was one unusual thing.
Why? What happened?
What?
She was crying.
Oh.
I know, quite unusual for Rose, but I am 100% sure because I could
No,
see
they did
her
not give a
tears
fuck. They were
falling
like,
onto
oh,
the
okay,
dolls.
whatever. What the fuck?
Tears were falling.
Oh, she was crying. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like,
Oh,
what?
wait a
We're
minute.
still dolls.
I know what happened. It's a spell!
Don't be ridiculous, Cody. We've got to apply logic.
May, okay? We are having a conversation with a pair of binoculars. There is no logic in that.
For goodness sake, I don't even
True.
believe in spells.
Okay, well, did you believe that you could
Well-
be turned into a wooden doll? Huh?
Magic.
Exactly. It had to be the tears. It was a spell, I am telling you.
So, if it is a spell, how do we break it?
Okay, I got this. Yeah, me and Rose, we read all about this spell stuff. I'm a virtual wizard right now, okay? Just give me some space.
Virtual wizard? Are you Tama?
Yeah, watch this. Yeah, I am. Okay.
So, if the spell was cast through her tears, then in order
That's
to
what you
break
get for hating Haterade?
Oh.
Well, haters gonna hate, but Sigma's gonna ligmas. And right now, you're ligma-ing hard.
Through her tears! Boom!
Right.
Okay. We basically
Virtual
have to find her,
penis?
make her cry on us again.
What?
Mhm.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Do you know where to find her, Miss Binoculars?
She's in her room. Go on.
Okay. Thanks. Come on, May.
Oh, but how do we get to her room from here?
Easy, we just climb the tree.
Climb the tree? We're outside!
This way.
What? You're never gonna make that jump.
Yeah? Watch me. Oh, God damn it!
Coming through the birds! Whoa! Come on over.
Well, throw us the rope. It's too far.
Come on here.
Where
Hey,
there
hey.
is love, no distance is too far.
Does he say
Shut
this?
up and just throw us the rope.
Dance?
Okay, man, relax. Come on, huh? You want the rope? You want the rope? Come on, you want it? You want it? Come on, take it. Woo!
We got ropes, Tama.
We do.
All right, let's swing across.
Yeah.
Yo! Geronimo!
That tree is huge.
Don't worry about it. The ropes will take us to Rose in an instant.
Oh, yeah. Hiya.
Oh shit.
Again?
Come on, man.
Oh, I told Rose not to throw her shoes up here.
Oops. I told her I did that when I was a kid.
So you're the guilty one.
She's outgrown
Wait,
them
what?
anyway.
Were you doing drugs? Like, why the fuck are you
What?
hanging shoes
Did
on
you build a tree
like
house,
that?
for
What
Rose?
the fuck?
No. Why do you ask?
We go up
There
here.
are windows.
Oh. Who could have built those? Hey, there's our swing.
Uh-oh. The swing?
Finally, a use for that thing.
Let's get across.
Oh! Oh! Wait, I need to wait for the
I don't
rope?
see a way to get to Rose's room yet.
Let's get higher.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Whoa. Bouncy. Wee! Whoa! Ooh. 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 Oh, okay, I see.
Wow.
Superhero with a rope.
Hey, I didn't press that. I pressed that one.
With a
Bounce.
Yeah,
Wait, what? Oh!
Clayman.
Bounce.
Wait, where am I?
So it's there, Mickey Bouncy. Okay.
Okay, I made it, I guess.
What's it doing up here?
Looks like a pulley controls it.
Oh. Pull this.
Wait, what the? Where did I go?
Where are you?
Nani Sode? Okay, well, I somehow went to the house again. What? What? I
Where
was
did you
doing-
go?
Where- Oh, okay.
You
I'm
went
dead now.
back. Oh. Oh.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
now I'm back
bouncies.
into jumpy. What the fuck?
I think you went back to the start. It looks like it. Is he doing poses when he jumps?
That's how we do things here, Pwinsessu.
Yeah, stylish. Fancy.
Triangle.
Triangle thingies. Sorry.
Hi, Relu.
Hey, look, Cody, a door.
Door in a
See
tree?
the
I don't-
Saya
We gotta get to
grippy
Rose's.
chair combo, though.
It's like a ritual
Yes, I can see how far away
The
it is. That's why we gotta
creature.
keep moving.
dance.
Maybe there's someone in
Saya
the
so
dancing
proud
around
of
the
us.
grippy chair.
You know those emotes are all me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
That's
wait.
crazy.
What are you
I've made
doing?
a
No, no
I've
one's
made
inside
a
here.
Come on,
cursed
it might be a shortcut to the
combo
house.
there.
What if it's not? What if it's...
Who sent you?
No one.
I wonder if Grippy has
Come in
ever
peace.
even
trying to
seen
get to the
that
house.
before.
The house. What's your business there?
The
He
house.
has, right? He has seen the cherry
Is
mall.
this a shortcut or not?
I don't know if he has.
Oh no.
He like
Sip.
I
They locked us
asked
up.
him though. I said, hey, can I use your chair as an emote and make it mine?
Told you
He said yeah.
idea. Not helpful. Come on, help me push. It's too heavy.
Push!
The glass you can see through it. Oh, that's great, May. We're imprisoned, but the view is amazing.
Dad?
Dad.
Dad, I have
Daddy?
to tell you something. It's important.
Oh, I'm brain dead.
Have you heard of this book by Dr. Hakim? He says that it's important to forgive each other. Because then
No.
you can become friends again.
No. No, look
If you
at
want,
him
you can borrow
ignoring
the
her.
book.
That's how I feel sometimes. That's MiChu.
Okay. You're busy.
Like, never mind.
Sorry.
No, bro, wake up. Oh, shit.
What?
At least
Sorry.
my dad wasn't a bastard like that. My dad listens to me.
Cody, are you okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Been better, but I'm okay.
Sometimes.
He sent me a voice message just now. Okay, there was
Really?
a thunderstorm
You
yesterday,
working for the
and I
wasps?
thought I was gonna get hit by a lightning strike.
Wasps?
And
Don't
so I
play
sent
dumb.
him
Did they send you
I
here
sent
to
him
kill
a
us?
message. I was like, hey,
You know, we're not
if I die,
We'll see who side you're
I'm just sending you my
on.
last
Pull a
message.
switch.
You got
Oh
it, Chief.
gosh.
What is up with these evil squirrels? What?
They're mouse? They're killing us.
Oh my god.
Torture. What is this?
Boss, it doesn't look like they're on the Wasps team. And why don't they die? Maybe they have superpowers. What if they can help us?
Let's find out.
As they're torturing them,
Abort.
what if they can help us?
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, just about.
That was terrible.
What if they can help us, guys?
Why would we help them when they did that to us, huh?
Hey there, Mr. Big Squirrel.
Oh, it's a squirrel. Never mind.
So, you want to get to the house?
Yes.
What the hell did you clip,
We
Nola?
can get you there.
Really?
We can get you there.
Very
Shut up.
kind.
We can get you there.
On one condition.
What do you mean?
Follow me.
He has a knife.
Come on.
I also saw that.
Come on, Cody.
Want to go?
They have glasses.
Wow, they must be real hoarders.
Hey, mate, that's our remote control. They stole it.
Those sneaky rodents. Look, our family photos. What could they want with those?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, they're having a ritual around us. What is this?
Hey, that's my underwear.
Bro, they're sniffing my underwear? How many people do that? What the fuck? Oh.
You used to love that
Uh-oh.
underwear.
Used to.
Used to love that underwear, Pwinsessu.
The hearts.
Yeah. It's like my whole aesthetic.
The wasps have invaded
That's
our team.
true.
Wiped
Ew.
out most of our tribe.
I bet you guys wish you would have seen my underwear.
Must kill them.
Shut up. I want that heart's
Can't kill those
underwear too. See,
crazy
Nola for
creatures,
once
you nuts.
agrees with me.
No offense.
I'm gonna order that only for comedic purposes. Never mind. I regret what I
Comedic.
said.
That's why you're going to
That
need
would be funny
my
though.
latest in cyber hazelnut technology. The tree sap Abshai.
Hazelnut technology. I'm gonna drink water actually. Just realized I'm thirsty.
Oh,
Combined with
No,
the
so,
Drill Baza
drink tea.
X200.
What the fuck? Where did these squirrels get a bazooka
Explosion.
from?
We sent in
We're
an
getting
undercover agent who
weapons,
could operate
Tama.
our queen robot.
As planned, the wasps believed the robot was their real queen. But instead of wiping
Oh,
out the
we're gonna
wasps, our
defeat the
agent was
bees.
seduced by its power and switched sides.
So we're
So,
here.
kill
I'm
the
in heat.
wasps and the agent in the robot, and we'll help you get to the house. Understood?
Yeah, sure, but isn't there a more civilized way that we can... Whoa!
Oh shit! What the fuck? That's crazy.
I really don't want to have to kill giant wasps.
Well, you wouldn't have to if you'd cleaned out the hive.
What? What hive?
Remember? In the real world? In our tree? I asked you so many times and you promised to get rid of it.
Yeah, fine. We wouldn't even be here if you hadn't knocked on the squirrel's door.
Well, at least they're gonna lead us to the house.
What, are you kidding me? You believe that? I don't trust those squirrels. They stole my underwear.
Oh, believe me, that was a blessing.
Oh, really? Well,
You don't like my underwear now?
Sophisticated part of a
Ah.
flying machine.
Oh, I sincerely doubt you can
Pwinsessu?
fly.
Of course you do.
How dare you?
Well,
I can't wait.
they weren't that nice, you know.
So that we can get divorced.
Oh, me too.
I'm never sending you my pics ever again.
Hey, what now?
I guess it's time to kill some wasps.
What?
Me neither.
Don't worry, we've got weapons.
Pwinsessu, when have you
Homemade
sent me
squirrel
your pics?
DIY drill
Send me
faster,
one right
top
now.
Shaky things?
You saw how powerful they are. Let's
She
drill
won't send me
bass.
one, chat. She only asks for mine.
I have not asked. You
But
send it?
she never sends me hers. You almost called chat Pwinsessu gross.
Is Chad your princesses?
No.
I mean,
They're
I'm
my
actually part of
favorite.
your chat.
What? This is how you aim? R2's fire. I have the shittiest gun. What is this? What exactly am I supposed to do here?
I just needed to aim.
Is another one of my latest hazelnut things. You'll
Are you?
find them with key strategic points throughout.
Darn, the sap isn't sticking.
Looks like squirrel tack isn't
What's that hanging there?
What's that hanging there? Or something that I'm supposed to pull on. Are they? Like, can I jump on these things?
How am I
No.
supposed to aim on this? Or do I aim inside?
Is there something else that I need to grab here? Thank you for the lurk, Tayo. Oh wait, never mind. Doing a quick lunch break and coming back out of lurk. How is it going? I don't know.
I don't know. We're doing some
killed-
progress.
I think, yeah. I don't know how far we are in the game.
Me neither.
But now we have to kill wasps.
Oh, right.
I guess we killed two bosses, the sucking and the nail.
The sucking and the nail. Let's fucking go.
Right?
I'm just gonna squirt everywhere, you know? Oh, there we go. I finally figured it out. Okay, cool.
I don't know how to get through this.
Okay, Yosha.
Can I do anything with this?
They are lethal combo.
Try igniting the sap.
Lighting
Oh,
the
you're
sap?
sure you're also here. Okay. We do this together.
So we light it somehow?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know where, but you shoot the things on the maybe these.
These?
Yeah. The fence. And then I
Oh.
light it up.
Oh fuck!
There we go. Explosion.
Whoa!
Okay,
She's
now we
aiming
need to. Then we need to light it up somehow. I wonder if it's on top, maybe. No, that's how we do it. What?
You shot?
Okay. That works.
Gosh, those squirrels weren't kidding.
Yeah. This is a war zone.
A war zone. It looks pretty nice. What's
It does. Yeah, it looks pretty.
Yeah.
May, I think it's a shooting range. Let's try it out.
Okay.
Is that it? Try to shoot on the walls.
Ugh. I'm like
The
busting
vase.
all over it. There we go.
Oh,
Okay, let's
shoot
try
on
this
the
one.
thingy. I guess
Mine's
it's
not
just
meant for
shooting
aiming.
range.
Mine
I don't
just
know.
like goes everywhere.
If
Oh,
you shoot
okay,
this,
so
yeah. I guess it's just
Wow.
aim.
This is impressive.
I'm getting spooky
Go
vibes.
inside here.
Please. Can we please turn back?
Spooky
That won't be
vibes.
possible. We've sealed the doors behind you to protect against the wasps. The only way out is through the wasp's lair
One
over
hates
there,
wasps.
on the other side of the abyss.
Can we shoot that thing? The thing on the side?
What thing on the? Oh,
The rope? Oh no, you're just supposed to shoot it. Okay.
Ready.
Yeah, so it's like it gets weight on it. Nice. Okay. I see how it works. Now how do we get up there? Oh, we jump on mushrooms. Shrooms. I don't know where to jump to though. There are mushrooms here.
oh, I see.
It doesn't help us.
Can you jump on those things? No.
Yeah, I just don't know how we get up
No.
from there.
Oh, what's this? That's what we shot from last time. Oh, there's more here though.
There's no way to go from there, right?
That's a shooting range.
We can also get up here. I think.
I think you're supposed to shoot that thing over there.
Oh!
By jumping on this room.
Okay. Uh-oh. Meow. No! Are you having fun? I think it's an interesting game. I like the story. Oh gosh. What do you think, Tama?
Yeah, it's okay. Wait, what? What?
It only goes up.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I need to shoot this. Oh my god.
Oh, to go up there. I see. I
Okay, you
see.
go up and I shoot. Uh-oh. If I just can get up.
Oh my god, I got to drink. Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
get up there. Oh. You okay?
Oh. Where?
Uh-oh. You need to shoot the thing.
That's right.
Divorce is fun.
Down we go.
Okay. And then
Divorce is fun.
I should this.
It's not fun. No, it's very expensive.
It is.
It is.
Oh, get on. Get on, by the way.
I can't reach it. Wait. Can I?
Yeah. Wait, no? Didn't you get on somehow before?
No. I was looking at it.
Oh shit, sorry.
Unless... Oh, I
yeah! Nice, okay.
This one's ready.
Now you get on? And then I get you up?
Nice. Progress.
There we go. What's up here though? Okay, I just gotta make my orange come, like, make things heavier, I suppose. Uh-huh. No, honey. Oh.
I think on the side.
Ew.
I need to get up.
Oh,
though,
I
to
ran
help
out.
you.
I ran out. I don't have no more.
Could you help
I'm
me
dried
get
up.
up? Like if you shoot the side? Like the side produce more. On the side. So like it tilts, so I can get up.
Oh. You mean
Yeah.
on the floor?
Floor.
It's sapped up.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Oof. Oh. Don't go in between. Okay. I think I'm also gonna sneeze. Oh gosh.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Nice. And then you shoot that thing? Maybe? Yeah, okay, make it weight a bit.
Down we go.
And then we can jump up. Nice. Oh, can you make it way a bit and then we can go on it? Yeah. Nice. Can I shoot from here? Oh, sorry. That was close. That turns. There's a mushroom here. I don't know why I would have to jump. Oh. Oh, make the bucket, yeah. Maybe?
No.
It looks like a door here. I don't know.
Maybe. No, right?
Oh, you know what? Maybe shoot on that thing and then I can make it explode?
Which thing?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, this is flammable, it says, so maybe. But it doesn't stick, so.
How do we get weight on it?
Oh, what?
Maybe another surface will work better.
On the. Okay. What? It's
Maybe
sticking on the
surface?
wall. How did?
I don't know.
It's not sticking on here. But it was sticking on that. What if? Here? Is it sticking on here? Oh, it's sticking on here. Somehow. If
Oh! I see something.
Oh.
I see
do we have
a rope.
those?
I mean, the closer we get to it, the more... Oh, nice. But then... And then I need to shoot. Okay, you get up and then I shoot.
Oh,
if you get
okay,
on.
okay.
Oh! Okay.
Oh shit!
Sorry. Wait, it worked? Okay. And then... I don't know... Why are you supposed to get on?
Oh, not up there. I think here. No?
The only thing I can do is shoot this.
Primer.
This doesn't do anything though.
Can I hold on to that somehow?
Maybe try?
Oh my
you
god,
can!
I can!
Okay. And then I shoot.
I'm sliding.
Oh! Don't slide!
Yeah.
Don't slide!
Yo!
Oh! Okay.
9. That was 9.
9.
Here we go.
Nice.
And then I go down here somehow. And then I'm...
Nice.
Okay, and then it opened it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's stuck.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Well, this got interesting.
They're experimenting on an acorn. They really are nice.
Experiment on a
Tesla coils.
acorn.
These squirrels seem
There's
far more
something
capable
on
than I
here.
thought.
I see you've happened upon my old facilities. There's really nothing to see there. Just look along. Those barbaric wasps would never understand.
So this needs to go up somehow. There is another one here too. And there is something on the floor. Maybe that's not this one.
Okay.
Oh! Okay.
So... Maybe you should...
Should I be the one to go up then? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I go on.
There we go.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's just gonna... I'm gonna fall down.
No, fall on the opposite. Oh shit, okay, get ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
Oh shit.
Whew.
Oh no! Oh, my goon can go all the way up there.
Okay.
Shit, look how high this shit can go. Okay, sorry.
You're squirting a bit too
aim
much.
at
Come
the
on, aim it. Girl, the other way, please. The other way. It's going the backwards. Ah, I'm gonna die. Okay. Okay. Be prepared. Shoot. Okay. It's a bit too high. Oh, thank you. And then I shoot this. What does this do?
What?
Oh, girl. Oh, wait, you can go on here. And then I shoot. And then you shoot. Oh.
And I think I'll end it in 5 minutes.
That sounds good. I'm also getting a bit tired. Weapons. Is it 3 hours? 4? 4?
I can't. We started at 8, 8. Yeah, I think 3 hours.
This lid doesn't look so stable.
It's trying to tell us something.
Those are interesting calculations.
Interesting calculations. I think we can burn it. So if you put it on the on this, and then we open. So we need to open them somehow.
All at the same time.
But how do we open them all at the same time? Or I think one after another. We go clockwise. It came too much. Okay, I'll try it. Uh-oh. Fudge. Uh-oh. I'm too slow. I don't think I can do all at once. Casual ties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Correlation. Do we need to... Oh, we need to break the acorn? Oh no, it doesn't want us to break it. Wait, what? It's equal. I'm looking at the A, B, C, D. Chain reaction. Sap. Explosion observed. Makeshift door seal.
It's supposed to.
Do we shoot the acorn? Yeah, it doesn't work.
I don't think so. I think we have to just time this somehow. Wait, let me look at this.
Do I do it in a specific pattern? Oh, wait.
Maybe,
yeah, wait.
we
I see the
shoot it.
pattern. It's like an X? I might be wrong though. Uh-oh. My bad. Oh, yeah!
Like...
It could work, because it's enabling the things around it. Like if I do this, it will do 3 at once. So we just need to do... Okay. So do here, and do here. And do here. That should work. Yeah, okay, I'll try it. Wait, what? Never mind. It made...
So, I think it's we should just put it all over.
You see it's 3 here?
Wait, shoot that one. Do they all need to be sapped?
If you do it, like if you do some here, and some here, these 3 will enable at the same time when I shoot in the middle.
I'm gonna shoot that one.
Nothing happens.
Got it?
It needs to be on the red. I guess we just have to, if you had to do goo on all of them, I think. Yeah. Okay, we'll try.
Ooh! From the beginning? What? Didn't we do that though? What is this game?
It needed to do a chain reaction.
That's what we did the first time.
Can you shoot the thing up there? Or is it me who needs to shoot it? Oh yeah, it's you. Oh, never mind. My bad. Okay, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. It's coming. Hop on. Nice, 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 nice.
The rope is in the way. Oh my god. You should run, run, run.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice. Nice. Oh, the wasps. We're at the boss. Shoot him!
Oh.
Oh, shit. I think I need your... Yeah, I think I need your goo.
Oh.
Nice. Okay. I guess that's how we defeat them. There are more! Shoot goo! Oh, 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 oh. Oh gosh. Do we continue? Wait, can we go further? Oh, we can. Prepare for more? Uh oh. Whoopsie. Guess we jump here? But then what?
There's smoke there. Can we add that? Oh, and then will that explode? Oh, it did.
Oh!
So we somehow have to get up
we need...
there.
If you put down here, and then get up, you know, under, and then you get up and I shoot.
Ah.
So if you get on it. I guess that's why the mushrooms are there. Okay, I shoot.
Fire it up, man.
And then, oh, the thing is, you need to do...
I think I already did it.
Hope you...
Where do I go after this? Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Ooh.
Hey, May.
You need to give me though.
Let's knock it
I
down
need to go
then.
over there somehow.
I don't...
I need it to be here though.
I can't get a good shot from here, Cody.
Okay, so... Can I go in? Can I shoot that?
I need goo inside of this. Wait.
No, I can't.
Is there goo? No! Okay. Aw, I need more goo. You cannot come back, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. No! Oh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Help. Help. Okay, I think I need to... Oh, I think I need to scale this somehow. No! Oh. Okay.
I don't even know if I'm
Step Tama.
Step Tama?
Yeah, there's nothing here.
Is that a hole in here? Did that fill up? I can't see well from here.
No, I did not fill
Or
up.
from up here? That one's filled up on top.
Yeah, but not this one.
Oh shit, well that one's not filled up
Step
anymore.
Tamashii. Oh gosh.
How did I get that one filled up? From the side?
No.
How did I fill it up? I filled it up somehow.
Yeah, you fill up the other one, but not the first one.
Oh, okay, that one's filled up. Now I need to fill up the other one.
Oh, it's fill up. Wait, how?
I need to fill up the other one, but I don't. I have to aim perfectly somehow.
I
but
need
don't
to
use
aim
it yet until the other one's filled. But how did I do it?
No, I missed! For fud's sake. Oh, this is gonna take some time for me. This is so bad. I need to get it filled up again. I need to time it. There we go, there we go. Okay. No! No.
Oh, did I fill that one? I can't see.
You
That's
can't fill.
second
You
one.
can't fill. You have filled up this one. I just need to time it. Oh, for fud's sake! No. I hate this. Oh gosh. No!
Maybe bounce like twice more and then try to go after you shoot it.
You just need to dash.
Oh, there you go. What?
That didn't work. Ah, fudge. Oh, am I
There
missing?
has to be some other way though, maybe. You can't shoot. Oh yeah, like what if I shoot this and then aim like more stuff closer towards it, more goo towards it. That way we can be on top of it and it can trigger a chain explosion.
Oh, you cannot shoot on top of it, right? To make it stop. Wait, never mind.
So if you're already on top and if you shoot that where I'm...
Oh, for God's sake. I must get stuck.
Stay there, stay there. Wait. Go. Stay there where you were on top.
How so? Oh!
Go back there. Okay, wait. And then stay there. Don't move. Then I'm going to... Yeah. But to trigger the one in there, maybe. So I'm gonna see if I can put goo close enough to it. Well, not yet. Not yet. I haven't... I don't know how close I need it.
It's just a skill issue for my part. Oh. Wait. Okay. I got this. Probably not, but I will. Just need to be close. Ah.
But
you were supposed to check.
Drink
some water. Thank you for the hydrate. I'll sip some water. I'm dying. Do we got this? I don't know. Do I got this? Oh. Why am I smacking the mushroom down? Get me out of the mushroom!
You're a mushroom now.
I'm inside the mushroom. You're just seeing me bounce. Help!
But yeah, I think this is a sign to probably end it
here.
Yeah.
I cannot get out of the mushroom.
You just become one with the mushroom.
You're just seeing me bounce from the distance. Help me. I need to get out.
Oh shit. One.
I can't get out. Can I kill myself?
All I see is like a jumping mushroom.
Okay. You know what? Do you wanna...
Yeah.
It will grow bigger if you bounce on it more. Oh. Oh. Did we save?
It automatically saves to the last checkpoint we went to, so...
Okay. Gosh, man. Whoa.
Yeah,
I'm
that
tired.
Was It Takes Two.
That was It Takes Two, yeah.
I have to go to bed now and get ready for work tomorrow, so...
Yeah, totally understandable. Well,
I'll see you later.
I'll see you. Take care, Tama. Rest well. It was fun playing.
Take care.
Thank you for playing.
Are you gonna
with me.
still be streaming?
No, I think I'm gonna head out pretty soon.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Yep. Do we raid out together?
Yeah, I was
someone?
wondering if we should do that. Let's see. Oh, there's Tayo. I didn't even see that they were streaming. There's Tayo. There's Fire Flakes.
What is Tayo up to?
Tayo's playing. Oh, they're making that new game that they've been promoting lately. The music game.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been seeing that.
I haven't seen much. Do you want to raid out to Tayo?
I'm gonna raid out to Tayo.
Where is the promised divorce? Tama, did we end up divorcing after this, or do you want to give it another try?
That depends on MiChu going when we can have another chance to divorce.
Another chance to divorce? I really want to have another chance to divorce with you.
We gotta have that chance to divorce.
Someday.
But I'm rating my 3 viewers now. I don't... Let me see, give me... shit.
Read messages, guys.
Press that.
Read messages. Go send some love to Tayo, guys.
Sub-raid. But I'm gonna send you guys there now. Please be respectful. Don't be weird. You guys represent me. And I will do something about it if you are weird, okay? They speak both France and English. So you shouldn't worry too much.
So don't worry about writing in English, yeah. Have a good day, guys, and take care. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. See you. We'll raid out. Bye bye. Wait. Oh shit. Bye bye.
Then I have to end stream manually on YouTube, apparently. Boop.